Berto, there's an update to sound alerts,
Stream
but we need
World,
some
we're
permissions.
here. We've done it.
We all.
Yay!
We're
Oh, this is
alive.
classic.
It's only been 2 fucking months.
Yeah,
And you
you
can
know.
see
Oh my
from my
God.
layout that shit's
Awkward.
broken.
Don't worry about it.
We're in a
It'll be okay.
transitionary period.
It's fine.
We are in a
This
transition
is how it's
period.
supposed to look.
Please mind the construction. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Mind
Yeah.
the gap.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
apologize. We don't care.
Mind the gap. I mean, but this is where it all started, right, StreamWorld? The OG crew remembers that this is how it all
Yep.
started, with a layout just like this in the early days of the first WOT and the first
Oh, am I about to get
Minds
some
of
nostalgia when I walk into the room in a minute?
Right.
Maybe.
That's
So,
bullshit.
I mean, actually, I don't think the first WOT was like this. I think I had a weird the shimmery setup for
Oh,
WOT.
shit.
But this was how Minds of Fendelver was. But yeah, so we have a lot that's changing with my stream in general over the last couple of months and the coming months. I'm working on a lot of different things, and Eighth Wish has probably seen the biggest brunt of that, with the cancellations and the layout changes and the player changes. He's currently out taking his dogs, but we do have a new player joining. Jay has been on my stream before. Jay has been on the mini adventure of WOT with Dylan and Rico before. So Jay is not new to the stream, but he is new to Eighth Wish. So he will be joining, and we'll be introducing his character hopefully at some point tonight or today. And
Hopefully.
so with that is going to be, so we got to change a few things. Artist has already updated the picture, which I cannot thank Artist enough. And so Artist, if you watch this at any point, or if you're here now, I love you.
Appreciate you,
You
Artist.
are incredible.
Love you.
So that's already been done. So now I've got to factor that in. I've got to remake the intro video because I did have it made by another person last go round, and I do not have contact with that person anymore, so I've got to remake it from scratch again. But that's okay, because I've also, in that intro video, I'm going to add the new 8 spirits that Rico has drawn, has rendered for me, so those will be in the intro video now instead, as well as updating the arc. Gotta get Jay's video in there, Connor's video out of there.
Oh, my
Gotta
camera
update the
never
overlay.
up-
It's okay, Lex. You can still turn it on. It'll just
Updated
shift everybody's
on
position.
fucking-
So you can, yeah. So
It
there
was
will
just me
be.
realizing that Discord was stupid.
No, that's okay.
You're only just now realizing that Discord is.
They were well, again, no. So yeah, so lots of changes coming, and that's largely a big part of why the overlay is kind of in shit repair. And I honestly, I would love to say I'll have it ready by next session, but I don't fucking know if I will, because if you can't hear it in my voice, I'm also still extremely ill. But I really wanted to have a session today. It's been 2 months and we're finally back. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump in with some slight recapping. The group is currently in Inserion. They've just liberated the tower, and liberated the individuals that were being held captive within the tower, including Kamnik, Sage Jacques, and Zeta's friends, Quoben and Molt. Balrus is getting his affairs situated with his father, but will be rejoining. The group is going to be heading back to the Silver Ash Woods. Was their next stop, and it looks like overall they might be leaning towards Oros, out of character. So they've kind of discussed it in character a little bit briefly, but yeah, so the group has liberated the tower and are kind of just taking care of a couple of things while getting ready to move forward. Pink, thank you so much for the sub. We'll pause for a second for...
Oh wait, is that a sub? I clicked on it and it was like, oh, it's your 33-month anniversary. Share it, and then I clicked share it.
That
Yeah,
would be a sub.
that would be a sub.
No,
Pig's like, oh, I forgot to cancel my sub renewal. I didn't mean to give you that $2, Berto.
Can you refund that?
Nah, that's cool. Nah.
Yeah, so Vice has taken his newfound brother out to get some drinks. Tazzle kind of tagged along slightly behind, but is kind of just getting lost in thought in in her drink as well, while just kind of existing in the tavern. Zeta went shopping, and Belnov and Ursak were T-posing.
Yeah, we're both just kind of chilling there.
They were just.
I'm just such an EP boy.
You are. I mean, Ursak's job was to sleep, so you know. And Belnov's just a slothful dwarf, right, Rico?
Yep.
Wow! Wow! I could... Those are fighting words.
Yeah. So, Rico, is there anything else that you wanted to? I know that we were having some discussion leading up to the session today.
Satisfied. I heard about Thanatos. That's all I wanted.
Finally got some details.
When we get a level up for it now.
Hell no! You guys just leveled up.
Imagine 3 levels in a row.
No. You leveled up twice.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, that's true. Wait, why did you guys level up twice again?
Because
You said we asked the right questions during dialogue.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
We-
you
we
did.
unlocked
You
a level
unlocked- You unlocked a level up. That's right.
I'm back, by the way.
Dang, what's this weed?
Welcome
back.
Just kidding.
can I pay $20
I mean, yeah, I
for a
suppose
level
it
up?
was your question.
I'm kidding.
I know, I know.
It's $100 per level.
Okay.
Oh, it's fine. I'll Venmo you 1,000.
Yeah, but that's $100.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, Finn, if you want to Venmo me $1,000,
Like,
I'm
okay.
not gonna say no.
I'll take
Like,
$1,000.
I'll put you to level 23, and the rest of the group can be chilling at level 13 or whatever level you guys are at.
Hey, I'll join you.
Meanwhile, all the NPCs freaking scale.
Yeah, the
No,
NPCs
see-
scale up to Finn's level, so everybody else just gets one shot.
no, see, what Berno doesn't tell you is that it's $100 in like money in the time when this takes place, like adjusted for inflation.
Oh,
Why was there
okay.
a
So yeah, so it's
roll
1,000.
Why was there a roll on the Wild Magic search table?
So yeah, oh
Uh,
yeah,
don't
you
worry
haven't
about it.
joined yet. I was explaining to Jay how Foundry works, and going over the rollable tables section.
It's just so weird
Because-
that you went specifically to that one.
It's the only one that we have on the rollable tables section.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
And-
we had a Wild
and
Magic
Jay-
search. I was about to go,
Jay-
oh, no.
Also,
I-
streams can
not-
redeem a wild surge.
That too, but Jay is not gonna
no.
spoil too much. But Jay is susceptible
Oh,
to the
no.
Wild Magic Surge redemption on Twitch. So
Oh no.
just like the other casters.
Okay, that could be like, yeah. I'm like, wait, that could be any spellcaster.
Yeah. Every spellcaster is susceptible to that.
Oh, no.
Shit. Rico, I
Does that
need to
mean
add
I'm
your name to that now.
Am I technically susceptible to it?
I asked if you wanted to be, and you said no.
Well, now I
Because
can
you
cast
weren't-
Fireball.
You weren't technically a caster. You're a monk who uses ki to do things that are similar to casting.
This is true.
I'm susceptible, sadly.
You are susceptible. I need to add you real quick.
I'm surprised Big D hasn't used it more on me.
That
He
would
used it like
require
once.
Big D to like exist on Sundays.
He used it on me once.
But yeah, you and Tony both said no, Xavier, because I even gave it as an option for
No, that makes sense.
non-casters for funds.
My reasoning
Because
still
wild
makes sense.
magic is craziness here.
Didn't know if you wanted to change it because now I can technically cast Fireball.
I'll think about it.
I'm cool
I say as I
either
probably
way.
won't ever think about it because I'll forget like 5 minutes from now.
Yeah, it's fine. Chat has plenty of other options anyway.
But anyway, so yeah, I guess so. Vice and Alanwin finish their drinks. I think over the course of time, Alanwin probably notices as the conversation dies down that Tazel's in the tavern too, and invites her over to join them, just to share in some camaraderie and revels.
Oh yeah, she breaks out of her deep thoughts and it's like, okay, and heads over and walks over.
Chug.
As if like she wasn't in that deep thought for however long she was for.
Tazel gets over there and her ale is now like warm because of how long it's been that she hasn't actually drank it.
You've been staring at.
She takes a drink and goes, tastes like goblin piss, and like
I didn't even put that in chat, but.
Wait, did you change what kind of monk you were?
No, remember we got the we could switch out the features.
Let's switch out.
You don't
the
remember that?
features.
Why is it not letting me?
What are we talking about?
We had a thing where after the tower we could like switch out features, like you would like allow us to do that, and so I got rid of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't unattune for my ring of protection. What?
You should be able to.
I click it and nothing happens.
It's a cursed ring of protection.
It says you're unattuned to it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, ring of
I'm gonna
protection.
I'm gonna
Unattuned.
refresh.
The only thing I see you attuned to is your dragon hide belt and your wraps.
Maybe it's just a visual glitch. I'm refreshing it. But like
I
it's
don't
like
see
something
you're not attuned to your braces or defense.
Well, yeah, I would attune to them once I can, but technically haven't had a chance to do that yet.
Do we know why I have a 6th level
It's
spell
still
that says new spell in my spell list?
Try casting it and see what happens.
Nothing would happen. There's
think.
no.
Oh, it's because when you leveled up, I don't think you chose your Mystic Arcanum.
Oh, that's right.
Because you get access to your Mystic Arcanum at level 11. At level 11,
I'm
you get a
gonna
6th level
delete
spell.
This ring of protection.
And I think that after last session, you just didn't choose
That's
one, and
it.
we're gonna come back to it, and then
I'll just
life
put a new
happened for
one.
everybody.
Yeah, life did happen for everybody.
Did it fix it,
Life is
Xavier?
green. Yeah, it did, and I'm just gonna
Okay.
re-import it.
Okay.
I
Hopefully
assume
you're able
it's
to-
because it was like a broken item because it didn't even have the
Yeah, some
I'll
of
be
the
back in a
languages
few
didn't get
minutes.
repaired.
I gotta go use the bathroom.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm gonna
I
assume
have it.
Belknap doesn't have anything else to do or say.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so
Finn, did you?
it would be
Oh, go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Filtering the importer to be warlock and then level 6 spells will get me what I need to look at.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Ooh.
And I think
Ooh,
Mystic
this is
Arcanum functions the same way as a spell slot. I think. I have to read it now. Oh no! So
Okay.
you only get the Mystic Arcanum after a long rest. So like when
Yeah.
you get your 6th level and up spells, you'll only get long rest, not short rest. And it's not a spell slot, so like you can't upcast your spells into
Yeah,
a 6th
it's like an
level slot.
ability, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how I have bladed gauntlet unidentified sometimes.
What makes your bladed gauntlet unidentified?
I don't know. It's weird.
I know if you right click and identify, it usually fixes that.
No, I did. That's what I did. I'm just
Oh,
like,
okay.
that's weird. I don't know why it's like the second time it's happened.
It happens to me too.
just foundry things.
Yeah.
What are your... Okay, yeah. There was something that... So, because Jacques was going to send you guys back to the fortress when you were ready.
Yeah.
Finn, was there anything that you wanted or needed to shop for or anything like that? Because you didn't have money for most of this campaign that you've been in, and now you have money.
I already talked about armor, but nah, I got my potions of healing, which is fine for now.
Okay.
Kind of gimping myself a bit, but that's okay. I should have done it in downtime and I forgot, so I'm paying the consequence.
Well, so I was going to say, so one of the things you guys... that I'm not sure if I know that I kind of touched on it briefly for switching characters in and out, but one of the things that you guys may not have, or I haven't really talked about too, is the device that Jacques has given you guys, this teleportation device that'll get you back and forth from the fortress. It's designed to allow you guys to do a couple of things, mostly downtime related stuff. As long as you're not like in the middle of a dungeon crawl, you'll be able to use it. Like if you're like, oh shit, we're wandering the plains of Eidos right now, and I forgot when we were in the last city to buy XYZ. This will allow you to teleport back to the fortress and use, generic merchant to buy potions and stuff like that. And I'm willing to be flexible with it as long as I don't feel like it's being abused, and then I might put some limitations on it. So like I said, like if you're in the middle of a dungeon crawl, you can't just be like, let's teleport out and long rest. That won't work. But it'll be easier. So like when Tony finally comes back, it'll just be like a downtime thing of him going back with you guys. Or if somebody has to miss a session, we teleported back in downtime and grabbed this person from the fortress because that's where they've been big chilling. Just some plot ease for, to help move things along, because that way we won't have to miss as much if it's just like one person's gone or something like that. Mm-hmm. Now that we're looking at a full party size again. But yeah, so if you think of stuff, Finn, and or you want to talk about it too, then you can always like warp back and stuff, like teleport back and stuff.
I'm all good for right now though.
You're not going to be able to go to the fortress and be like, I want to buy a staff of power or a robe of the Archmagi, but you'll be able to buy +1 armors or +1 weapons and that kind of stuff.
I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Welcome back. No, you didn't. I was just kind of explaining some mechanics of the teleportation device that Jacques gave you, but we can revisit that again afterwards. But yeah, so I guess if nobody had anything else, everybody kind of gathers back up at the tower. Alan comes with you because he was going to go to the fortress with you too.
I would have one thing to do before we go to the fortress.
Okay.
I'd ask Zeta. I would ask Zeta.
No.
No.
No, go on though.
I would ask Zeta. I would hand Zeta the scroll and ask him to see how his friend is doing, basically.
Which friend?
The one that's at Oros.
Oh, Adam, right?
Yeah, because we do know that there's been some development there, or at least in the area.
Shit, all right, Adam. It's Zeta. Still doing good? Question mark. You okay and everything?
Beep bloop blorp help. No, I'm kidding.
Help.
So you would send off the note and you wouldn't get anything back right away. So
They
like
immediately come back. So.
Yeah, they have to respond or whatever when they've got time.
Yeah.
But as you guys kind of gather up, it does come back. And There is it's basically just one word, and it says dragons, plural.
Oh. Oh shit.
Oh.
Huh. There's dragons at Oros.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Well, plural.
I reached out. We should be fine.
Oh.
Sorry about the noise.
Is that a joke, or is that like, you know, you did?
Oh, I reached out.
Huh.
We'll see how things go.
Are you saying we go to Oros?
We can talk more about it at the fortress.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said you wanted help.
Thanks.
You're welcome, bud.
Augers.
Let's go.
Zeta turns.
So-
Yummers.
What the?
While you guys are talking,
Yeah.
let's see, who is it?
Yeah, I want some duck sauce.
Better not be that stubborn old fool. Just kidding.
Ursoc,
True.
I am Ursoc.
Ursoc, Belnov. You guys would notice that while these two are talking, Jacques seems to kind of like, he's like kind of watching the interaction, and then he kind of like hones in on Zeta, and he notices something about Zeta, and he kind of like hones in on that. And when they finish talking, he looks at Zeta and he goes, "Where did you get those?" And he's pointing at the wrappings around your arm.
I was gonna ask about these last time. Yay! I'm being asked about them. Oh, I got the well, long story short, we saw Serenity, and Serenity gave them to me.
And did she tell you where they were from?
No.
He goes, those used to belong to Jack.
Oh.
I look down. I look up. I look down. I look up. I look down. I look up. Huh?
He
Huh?
goes, there. For a long time, he used them as a focus for his power because he was unable to control most of what he was doing. And he goes, I can't fully untap them, but he goes, I can restore a little bit of their capability if you'd like.
I mean, sure.
So he places his hand on the wraps and he goes, I just need you to focus on your energy. Just focus on the energy that's already imbued within them.
Sure.
And the wraps begin to cackle with the electric energy that flows through them. And you feel yourself kind of becoming more empowered. It's going to add another D8 of lightning damage.
Ooh. All right.
And he goes, so there's more to it than just empowering them. He goes, if you use your energy to do any form of damage, it will now add this extra lightning damage to it. So if you use, so anything that constitutes as a monk weapon attack, Xavier, that channels through the wraps. So if you throw a dart, if you use a radiant sunbolt, any of that. Anything that you would apply your monk unarmed strike damage to will add the wrap damage.
Oh, good. Hey guys, I just got a crazy upgrade.
Crazy power up.
No big deal.
He goes, I know there is still more to these wrappings, but they were never mine to begin with, and they were gifted to him by our boss. And so only he would know how to empower them further.
Weiss looks away.
He goes, anyway, that's all I can do to offer any further aid there, I'm afraid. He goes, but as we discussed, I can teleport you home, or back to your fortress.
I go.
Yippee!
It's gonna be a good time.
Walrus gathers up with you guys, and he basically tells you that the tower is going to take care of his father, and he'll come back to the fortress, but he's going to make sure he's going to stay at the fortress and make sure that things are okay with his dad before he rejoins you.
Yeah, makes sense.
And he'll help like train people in the meantime and stuff like that. He'll train people how to attack things with doors. What?
The one that I just edited, it put it in the 5th level section after I edited all the info into it.
Which one is it?
Investiture of Stone, so now I have 2 of them in there. The
let
one
me
that has
edit.
the uses of 1 out of 1 is the one that I put in.
Yeah, let me... Interesting.
And now that like that 6th level like section you put in my character sheet is gone. I mean it has in the thing that it's a 6th level, so hang on. I think I would just uncheck consume spell slot. And it
Yeah.
would do it just fine.
Try that. I'm gonna get rid of this other one.
What is the damage it does? Because it does damage with the earthquake, doesn't it? I thought I read that. I may have just misread that. I'll look at the spell again.
It looks like it just knocks him prone.
Oh, okay, I may have just misread that. I mean, I'm fine with that either way.
Yeah, it's pretty... I feel like that's a pretty apt spell for Tazl to take after the event of the manor. of the asylum.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of that, but yeah, I was looking at the investitures and I was like, which of those is more like Tazl? And I was like, Stone. Even though I wanted to do ice.
Okay, so you guys gather back up, and he takes you to... Oh, there goes Pink.
Let's go.
There comes Pink.
I tried to click to make the thing bigger and I accidentally hit the disconnect button.
Fair. No more in Sirion.
Yay, we're finally gone!
Yay. No more dumb mages.
No
Excuse me?
more dumb mages.
Excuse me? You want to say that again? I mean, they are dumb.
His own half brother.
Most of them are dumb.
Okay, so there's no map for the Silver Ash Woods, so we're just gonna stay on the world map, as we have been for a while. Right? I don't have a... I guess I have the interior.
No, yeah.
That's all like. No, we're not gonna do that. It's all like spider webby and stuff. It's not appropriate anymore. So yeah, you guys are teleported back to the outside of the fortress. Outside being like still within the walls, but outside of the like you're in the courtyard outside the front doors. And you can immediately spot some differences from the last time you were here. There've been a lot of repairs that have been done, including the main portcullis has been repaired so that people can actually come and go from the fortress
Yo.
instead of having to like
Yo.
go through the basements and back doors and stuff.
We
Watts
love
has
portculli.
Watts has relocated into the courtyard. But he's still in his same space of just working and banging on the same sword that he's been banging on the entire time, just mindlessly. Work.
Making it work takes
And
a little
as you look around, you can see that there are several soldiers now that have come back to the fortress from different places like Ezelos. You even recognize that there are some soldiers that look like they've actually come from Ceslor that have joined your guys' military here at this fortress, kind of furthering the war is over. Whatever war there was, the war for survival is where it is now. But there's still a lot of construction going on because the roots that have kind of sprung up all over the world have broken through a lot of the pieces of the wall. And rather than trying to, you can see some spots where workers have tried to break the roots, and it didn't go well. Like you can see bodies that are kind of still there because nobody wants to get near them to move them, and they're all covered in like this blackish ooze.
Yeah.
gross.
But the wall has been like repaired over as best they can over the roots. So like, you know, you'll see a root cracking through a wall, but you can see that the wall has been freshly kind of like slathered together on top of it, trying to kind of build around it to not have it be a port or a point of easy entry for any enemy or monsters or anything like that. And then the towers themselves of the fortress have also, you can see scaffolding that goes up and down the sides of them, showing that there's repairs going on there as well. And so yeah, a lot of soldiers that are training. And as you guys teleport in, Elena is actually out there with the soldiers, talking to an individual that looks unique from what you're used to seeing. Doesn't look stands upright like a humanoid would, but is far more it looks closer to what Tazzle would look like than to what an elf or a human would look like. And she notices you, and she pauses communication with that individual and walks over and goes, "You've returned already?"
Yeah.
Yup.
She says already, as though you guys haven't been gone for forever.
I know. That's why
Because
I'm
of time
laughing at
passing.
it.
She goes, "We just weren't expecting you to return so quickly after your correspondence, where you finally let us know where you've been all this time."
We
Vice raises
had
his hand.
means to get here quickly.
She goes, "Does that mean that your endeavors at the tower were successful?"
Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
She
considering our track record, yes.
She eyes the additional individuals that are with you: Alan, Wynn, Molt, Quoben. And she goes, I understand, and she looks over at Belnov, that we should be expecting additional resources from the tower in thanks for your efforts.
Yes. He says.
And she kind of like glances over at Vice, and she goes, well, it looks like your report was accurate. And she looks over at the rest of the group. She goes, Vice, of course, let me know of, what was going on during our last communication. And we've begun making preparations for the additional room, and additional
Vice nods.
expectations. She goes,
Vice
but,
nods.
she goes, in the time that you were gone, there's an individual that came to the fortress that I believe could be of more assistance to you than he would be to us. He's spent a lot of time doing recon missions and scouting missions and helping our troops in their military exercises. He seems
He's not a
quite
dwarf,
adept.
is he?
He's not a dwarf.
Glares at you in a second.
Oh, Tassel's gonna be looking at the person that LNA was speaking with, like towards their direction.
She looks back over and she goes, Torrent, why don't you come on over here? And Jay, I'm gonna let you describe yourself.
Oh boy, as if I'm prepared for that.
Is that in character?
It may as well be, to be honest.
So I guess I say that he comes over to the group, right?
Yeah, and just kind of
I'm
describe
so
what he
into
looks
this.
like. Yeah, just describe what your character
Okay.
looks like.
So he's brown haired, has very yellow eyes, very cat like nose, and tufts of almost fur looking hair on his cheeks.
On this.
As you said originally, it looks like a human, but a lot more animalistic at the same time. He has a pretty big grin on his face,
The one thing that you would notice too is that he's sporting a lute on his back.
Yeah,
Oh.
that too.
Interesting. Actually, wait, would Tazzle know what a lute is?
Yeah, Tazzle would have
Yeah.
seen musical
Okay.
instruments before, and Tazzle actually, you guys saw the performance group at the in
The
in
dream.
Sourholm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Tazzle may not know that it's called a lute, but she would know
But
that
she knows
it
it's an
plays
instrument,
music.
Yeah.
So as Torrent walks over, Elena kind of holds her hand out to Torrent as though like she's gonna like grab you by the shoulder and kind of guide you closer, and kind of like points out to the group, and she goes, he's a little uneasy around people in general. It took him a while to acclimate here too, and she looks over, she's like, he's quite keen on destroying demons and devils and setting things right again. And she looks over at him and she kind of like nudges into Torrent and she goes, isn't that right?
Indeed it is.
She goes, and he's quite a talented performer too.
Oh, goody.
We're so kind with your words.
She goes, well, this is the group that when you came here, Torrent, from Ezelos, you were trailing the old resistance and what was being rebuilt of it, and this is the group that's kind of spearheading that. And she points to them. They're an odd bunch, but your talents and your abilities would probably be better served helping them in what they're doing than it would be in leading scouting missions in the forest.
Tazzle chimes in. We do kill a lot of devils and demons.
And she points over at Vice and goes, "This one's not a devil." She goes,
Vice friend.
She goes, but to avoid, to avoid further awkward introductions, she points out at each of the group and she goes, "That's Tazzle, the bugbear." She goes, "The dwarf is Belnov. The tiefling that's not a devil is Vice. The metal guy is Zeta." And she looks over at Ursoc and she goes, "And that's Ursoc. He's also quiet. He spends a lot of his time in the dream," he says.
EP. Chronically EP.
And she goes, "I see," she goes, "there's Balrus," and Balrus is just standing back there. Arms out,
Yep.
just gliding along the floor without moving his feet anywhere, just...
There's just like a giant floating, like, disconnected tag above him.
No. I
Like,
can
they're
tell you
hollowly.
exactly what Balrus does. He goes to go find food.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Wait, I thought
And she
Bowers
goes-
was staying back with his dad.
No, he left his dad with the tower, and he's staying in the fortress until he hears word about how he's doing and helping.
Oh, he's staying in the fortress. I
Yeah, and
misheard
he's
that. I
helping the
thought you were saying
fortress
that he was
folks train.
staying in. That's a lot.
And he'll square all that away with LNA off screen.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yeah. We'll just like screen wipe past that.
Yeah, exactly. Screen wipe. He wanders into the fortress and vanishes. And LNA looks at the others that have come with the group and she goes, "I can't say that I've met any of these folks before."
Vice like points like with his thumb. He points to his brother and he's just like,
That's Alanwin. It's my bro.
Alanwin kind of like bows. He's like, "A pleasure." He goes, "I understand I'm here to assist with magical things." And LNA's like, "I'm glad the tower's actually spared somebody. That'll be much more helpful this time around." And then Molt and Quoben are like, "We're nobody. Like, pretend we're not here because we're not supposed to be here. We're gonna go tinker in the back corner somewhere." And Molt looks at Zeta and he goes, "You know that when you need us, we'll be there.
Yep.
And in the meantime, if we hear anything about Katrin, we'll make sure you know."
Mm-hmm. We'll get her back.
He goes, "But we're out of our depth here, so we're gonna stay out of your way."
Yeah. I think all of us are, honestly.
Woven's like, "I'm gonna go find out if I can get any information that can actually get us home instead of this asinine plan that Katrin has."
Good idea.
Yep.
And then poking out from behind you guys, LNA looks behind you and there's like and she's like, "No, and she's like, Kamnik, is that you? And he kind of pokes out. He's like, I'm here.
I forgot Kamnik was going with us.
And she's like, where have you been? He goes, I don't want to talk about it. He goes, is my room right? Does my room still exist? And she goes, yes, and he goes, good. And he just kind of like walks off. And
In before one of us accidentally took his room.
I mean, there were some rooms with gold in them. That's where you guys got some of the gold, but
Oh no, we took Kamnik's
Took Kamnik's gold.
as he walks off, Elena looks at him and goes, I will never understand that guy. She goes, did you find him in the tower? Or you found him in the tower, you said, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, he came with Thanatos.
Wait, what?
It's a long
Tazzle
story.
was
We can
like,
talk about it
"What?"
later.
She goes, I mean, I've got time. I'd rather talk about it now. She goes, why was Kamnik working with Thanatos?
That's whether he knows or not.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay. Well, I mean, Torrent, that's the group. The rest of them seem to be people who will be lingering here and not traveling with you. But if you're
It's nice to meet you.
if you're looking to exact some vengeance on some demons, this is the group to go with.
All right.
She goes, speaking of go, we should probably discuss your next plans, or your next steps. And she kind of like looks over at Vice and she goes, the last update was a little confusing. She goes, should we head inside and discuss?
Probably the best way to, I suppose, bring all this to some form of structural integrity.
Tazzle wanna understand what's happening.
Yeah,
Let's go
I
inside.
think it's best if we go inside. He's already waiting anyway.
Yeah.
Vice smiles at Zeta.
She kind of looks at Vice, and Vice, she gives you this look of, you didn't actually tell them, did you? It's like,
Well, hey, hold on. She specifically asked me something in which I responded that wasn't necessarily a lie. Because I'm part of that. It's mixed. Vice is just gonna smile.
So yeah, she leads you guys into the fortress and into the war room, and she goes, well, you were right, they got here shortly after you did. And standing at the other end of the room facing away from you is none other than Serwin. Lex just dropped their food and peeked out for a what?
I like this. This is some very friendly sounding music.
Oh, I need to refresh for the music.
Ooh.
Like, this music tells me that there's absolutely nothing bad that could possibly come from this.
Zeta's not happy. Zeta's not happy.
He looks at you guys and he goes, it's been some time. Echo Falls, right?
It has.
Ooh. Can I go punch him?
No, you
I
can't
mean,
do that.
you can run up and try to make an attack on him.
Roll the cat. Okay.
Ooh. Zeta's
What are
like,
you-
Vice is gonna stare at you very seriously.
Zeta really wants to, but Zeta's not.
He looks at you all and he goes, "You all seem surprised to see me. I was under the
What are you doing
impression
here?"
that, or at least, he kind of like looks over at Vice and he goes, so this wasn't a group decision then?"
I believe I made it sound like a group decision at all.
Tazzle looks at Vice and is like, Vice,
What the fuck?
we almost destroyed the world. Why are you keeping things secret?
Secret's a strong word.
You didn't tell any of us, so you kept
I
it
kinda
secret.
did.
I might just punch Vice.
Well, think of it this way. We require a contingency plan, do we not?
And why someone that we're fighting against our contingency plan? Why are you
Well,
here?
we're currently tied to Sonatath, aren't we? And what happens if we complete the artifact? He could simply take it. If we want to achieve our goal, it would be very
Tazzle
wise
looks
of us to have a
completely
contingency
lost.
plan.
Sarwin goes, "If it makes you feel better," and he kind of like holds his hands up and just like waves them and conjures like a white cloth like between his hands and kind of like shakes it around.
Tazzle's
Because I am
like,
nothing
"What
if
is
not a
doing?"
man of my word.
Between our meeting in Seslor to Echo Falls, he's had his eye on us. It'd be foolish to assume we've not been feeding into one plan or another. So why not address it directly from the one who we know has had an eye on us? If he wanted to, he would have put it in his book by now. It'd be effortless for him. But we have more value to him now than if he did so.
Tazzle's still looking lost. Out of character, I get it.
He said it himself, that perhaps we would be able to help him fix his error. Such help doesn't appear to warrant us being turned into paper dolls. The more important question, however, is whether or not his connection to Theron is one of a bond or mutual benefit. Therein lies the greater opportunity for us to consider.
Sarwin's just standing there smiling, like he's enjoying every second of this inter party discussion going on.
You could call him evil and judge him for his actions. But everyone's actions are a means to an end, are they not? Just as ours have been a means to an end. We could argue the semantics of evil, but some of our actions have been grave and misguided as well, regardless of our view on morality.
Hmm.
There were many times we as a group could have chosen not to kill. Those we chose otherwise. Especially considering
Tazzle's not-
Zeta was completely opposed to it at all when we first met. And when it came to the mages in the tower, when it came to the priest trying to save the undead, the dwarves in the jail, those in the asylum, all the miscreants along the way.
Tazzle doesn't dislike him because Tazzle thinks he's evil. Tazzle dislikes him because Tazzle thinks his plans are interfering with ours.
then having a better understanding, perhaps we could find a mutual benefit between one another for the better goal.
Well, Tazzle gonna listen. It's not like there's nothing else Tazzle could really do about this. But Tazzle upset you didn't want to tell us. And she looks like legitimately hurt, like feelings hurt type of hurt, not like she's mad at you hurt.
She's moping. She's
Well, the other part of that is we don't know who else is watching us, so it's really tricky to do that.
Oh no, I know. I understand
Yeah.
that. It's Tazzle. She's just moping.
No, I got you.
Tazzle just being that sad little kid in the corner.
We were told in the Wraithlands, there will come times for us to choose the lesser of two evils. In our current situation, should we complete the artifact, Sonatath could turn on us at any time, effortlessly gaining tremendous power. Whatever his end goal is, could be beyond what I already understand. And if that's the case, I'm the key to many people's perhaps less desirable outcome, if not the world itself as a whole. And Serwin, I'm very much confident, knows my value as well. Is that not so?
because I know that there are individuals that were sought after the gate was opened that I worked very diligently to ensure were not found. Goes and he looks over at Ursak. You have an innate ability to see into a realm that my people consider sacred. And for that, despite our disagreements and differences, you do have my utmost respect.
I don't really know this guy enough to hate him, so thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had to fight him in Echo Falls, but Ursak was kind of new to the group and didn't know what the fuck was going on, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were there for that.
Mhm. It was all kind of confusing. I was
It was
just
like-
there.
It was like your second session or something
It
like
was
that.
my first.
First
it was your
one.
first? Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yeah.
what a banger of first session, man.
So everyone gets to be everybody's first session.
Everybody's. Jay's too.
Do I even know this guy?
So
Like, how long
no,
has he
so
been here?
you don't know. If he got here, nobody told you that he got here. So LNA did not. You, and it would make sense if it was gonna cause this much commotion. Torrent has been helpful to the Resistance and to the Fortress and everything, but it's not like Torrent is like, you know, second in command kind of important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would have been a hidden situation. LNA looks at the group and goes, I would have assumed we were prepared for potentially having to host many people. I was surprised when he just appeared within the war room. She goes, but I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. And Serwin looks at Ellen and goes, you have been a most gracious host. And he looks at the group and he goes, so are we all willing to talk as ambassadors of our individual goals and ambitions? Or am I wrong in believing that you all see the benefit we can be to one another, if only in the short term?
Vice stares at Zeta.
Right. What the heck?
What'd you say?
What the heck, man? What'd I do?
Vice cares about your opinion.
I'm not sure what to think right now.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
You
also
willing to
not
listen?
really.
Perhaps you would feel more comfortable once we speak a little further. Put a little bit more on the table and see how you feel.
We'll see.
He goes, I can help in a lot of ways, you know. He goes, Belnov, I believe... He goes, he doesn't address you by name, Belnov. He actually just calls you dwarf.
Yeah, fair enough.
He goes, I believe
Nice
that you
nods.
are looking for a friend, are you not?
Yes.
And if I knew exactly where that friend was...
Oh, God.
Can I
Would that-
insight him,
Yeah,
perhaps?
you can. Yeah, absolutely.
You want from us? Like, why are we more valuable to you alive?
Belnov, he seems to be telling the truth.
Oh. Alright.
He looks at Tazzle as she asks her question, and he goes, there are many people who are more beneficial to me alive than they are dead. In fact, I prefer to avoid killing as much as I can. Because I think that you misunderstand many of my intentions.
Zo just wants to know what you want to do with children.
Protect them, of course. Goes, if the worst should befall myself, my sister, and your compatriot and his brother, and our dear, dear friend, the Gray Lady, Sarah, Madeline, Harzinger, whatever name she is going by, those children are the only hope for the rest of the world. So only naturally I feel they would be better served in my protection than they would in the protection of somebody who abandoned hope so much that she would go hide in a village that was emptied out. Although, to her credit, she was thinking she was hiding from me. Goes, but whether or not that is to be believed, that I am there to protect the children, is irrelevant. There's nothing you can do about it. They are safe. They are in a safe location. They are not to be harmed or disturbed, and they are quite happy and healthy. He goes, what I have need of you is the deposing of certain individuals. And these individuals, it seems to be, you also have need of getting out of the place that they're in. And he looks over at Vice and he goes, starting with, I believe, Oros.
Zormish?
He nods. He goes, I don't wish to kill Zormish. Because that would be counterproductive to what plans I have for him. But I do need him out of Oros.
this have to do with the error that you made?
Possibly. He goes, more so than Zormish, I need his draconic companion to no longer be here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Mhm.
Interesting.
He goes, and also, you need his draconic companion to no longer be here. For his presence in our world destabilizes our world. And he goes, isn't that right, Kamnik? And everybody like turns around and like
Yeah,
Kamnik's at the
like-
door like oh man.
Vice looks over judgingly.
He goes, so Vice reached out suggesting a potential cooperation in freeing Oros from its current state. And from what I understand, that helps a couple of people. And he looks over at Zeta. He goes, is it not true that you have a friend that is trapped there currently?
Very. Of course you know. Why wouldn't you?
He goes, because the others know. And unlike me, the others would have plans for such a unique life form.
Great. Wonderful. They have enough issues as is.
And he looks at Vice and he goes, so you proposed this meeting. Apparently, unbeknownst to the rest of your group. So what is it that you hope to get out of our meeting? What is your plan?
Should Sonatath turn on me, I need a contingency plan. Because otherwise, he can simply kill me and gain what he needs, which may very well be the World Ender, for his plan. Which, to my knowledge, and I suppose thanks to our dwarf here, I may understand that he would like to exchange the World Ender for Jack's soul. Or at least something a little bit more, well, his body, but perhaps a little bit more complicated than that.
And your hope is that I would protect you from Sonatath.
If he turns on me, yes.
He goes, and do you understand the fullness of what you're dealing with when it comes to Sonatath?
I suppose you're referring to that?
He goes, let me tell you a story. Or rather, let me show you a story.
Oh, hell yes.
Interesting.
Oh yeah,
And
flashback.
he holds
Book
up his hand.
illustration.
He like holds up his hand, and his book kind of appears from just underneath it, and he pinches his fingers together and pulls up, and you see a line made out of energy just kind of cross the room.
Oh.
And
Illustration.
in the line is this dot. And he goes, this right here. And he kind of like flicks up on the dot and like a line branches off of it. He goes, this is the Sonatath that you have been conversing with. The one who travels with his companions Lee and the lizard folk Snapjaw, and they are currently looking for another member of their party that they have not yet found. As this is from thousands of years ago, this Sonatath has arrived here. And he kind of like moves further down the line and around and traces around the room, and there's another dot. And he takes the dot and he flicks it up. And he goes, this one is a Sonatath from just over 1,000 years ago. Because this is a Sonatath that has long since abandoned, or at least supposedly abandoned, any actual reason in his methods. He no longer cares about preserving the safety of those around him or the world. This is a Sonatath you have also met. And then he kind of continues circling around, and you see this one has like a year mark on this dot. And it's 5099. He grabs it and he flicks it up. And goes, this is what you don't seem to understand. And he takes the name Sonatath and he like flows it up in the air and he whooshes his hands like that. And the letters rearrange into Thanatos. And he goes, this is the one that will turn on you. He still believes that he is trying to save someone long ago, but it's not even sure or clear if he knows what he's saving anymore. This is the most powerful of the individuals that you will face of these three. They all exist here today.
I'm so excited to see this play out.
Because you need to understand this. You've been searching, Vice. You've been searching for Thanatos this whole time, and you've been working with him just as long.
Intriguing.
He goes, the question is, or the problem is, how has he survived for this long? And are all three of them going to vie for your supposed, or for your artifact?
The prophecy indicated somebody with purple hair. But would it be crazy to assume that Thanatos would simply take that form?
He goes, my belief, after having worked in tandem with him for some time, is that Thanatos is a lich. He's found a way to unnaturally extend his life and uses his power to assume the bodies of younger mortals to perpetuate his life.
Oh hey, I just found some focus for Tazzle. Because that's a major imbalance right there.
Kamnik goes, and Sarwin looks at Kamnik and goes, I'm curious. From what I understand, you willingly walked with Thanatos up to the Archmage of the tower. Who did you think that was? And Kamnik goes, I can't remember his name, but he was one of us. And Sarwin looks at Vice and goes, I don't think he's changing his appearance. I think he stole the body of somebody that Kamnik knew. And that's what he is using.
Oh.
That's a lot more concerning.
During the war, he was searching.
Your name is in his book. Tazzle starts looking at Vice. With just as much panic.
During the war, he was searching for strong and able-bodied individuals. Nobody really knew why. We thought it was for experiments. He loved to experiment. But it seems it wasn't for experiments, and he found a body that he was looking for. So no, the prophecy on the wall, I believe, does in fact refer to Theron. And I don't want that prophecy coming true any more than the rest of you do.
What prophecy? Is this a prophecy Tazzle forgot?
There was
The
a
enemy of
mural
my
when we
enemy.
first met him.
Yeah, it's like, this is like session 3 or 4, so it's been a long time.
Oh, so it definitely something Tazzle forgot. Because that probably would be something Tazzle didn't think to even, like, remember.
Yeah, this was a mural that was on the wall in the first place of power that you guys visited without knowing it was a place of power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I remember the mural. I don't remember the exact descriptions from it, but I do remember the mural.
So, we're operating on the enemy of my enemy is my friend strategy here.
Yeah, basically.
No.
Was that in
Yeah.
character?
Yes.
Oh.
Zeta said that. Like,
Eventually.
Because I would like to ask why it is that you consider me an enemy. In what
agree.
way have I actually hindered any of your journey?
If anything, he kept Harzinger safe. Madeline. Sarah.
Because
Didn't have to
I'm
take
not
kids.
I'm not going to pretend that our goals align. I'm not going to pretend that I do things in a more savory way as you like to pretend that you do. But
Vice nods.
the only point that I could see that I have potentially hindered your journey is with that little bit with the dragon, which I very, very much knew you could handle.
Some mild testing.
I got to punch you for it. I guess it's even.
He kind of like rubs his cheek a little bit. He goes, so is this the enemy of my enemy? Or is this more two separate goals with a potential overlap of means for a time? He goes, now taking the children, did that really hinder you? That's a salinity problem.
Lol.
And is it really so horrible for an uncle to get some quality time with his niece and nephew?
I mean,
think
that
most
sounds a
people
little bit
do
more
that.
manipulative, but we understand that the value of the Sylvans is the priority there.
Not just the Sylvans. Selenity's lineage, or mine and Selenity's lineage, is also that of mixed heritage. The antithesis of yours, Vice, the Azamars.
Interesting.
Didn't we see her do a little bit of it?
Yep.
In
She
Echo Falls?
transformed when
Yeah.
you guys fought her at first. Or when you fought with her, rather.
Mm-hmm. most uncles ask instead of just kind of, forcefully taking. But, it's just a slight difference.
There's history there as to why I didn't ask. And the history goes back further than you could possibly imagine.
Well, I mean, I got a decent look from the diary, but yeah, I get it.
Because I have consulted my boss.
My
and
boss.
It has been agreed that the end justifies the means of a temporary alliance, depending on the nature of what you're expecting. Because defending you from Sonatath, that's easy work. Defending you from Thanatos, not so easy, but still doable.
I like doable. Well, if the threat is as he says, which obviously we can take with a grain of salt, however, if it is as he says, then the danger is all the more. So what do you think, Zeta? Are you feeling more comfortable now?
For now, fine. But I wouldn't be surprised if we got backstabbed later.
Yeah.
Because whatever could you mean?
Thing is, we could be backstabbed both ways, so we're kind of in a situation right now where we could be guaranteed one backstab rather than two backstabs. But I suppose on the other side of the coin, I suppose Sonatath is also, if Sonatath were to be a supportive ally as well, then if Sarwin were to turn on us, I suppose we have some assistance, but I think Sarwin's probably more powerful. But I do know that both Sonataths are in communication. It's just a matter of who we trust more.
Because my suggestion to you as a group would be to make it a matter of who you trust less.
Theron? Thanatos?
He goes, 25 years ago, there was a battle at this very fortress. And on the Imperial side of that battle was Jestar. Did he tell you this? I suppose the best way of wording it would be predecessors in trying to save the world found it appropriate to convince him to join their efforts instead. But
I think we knew that because we knew he used to be a general.
But he was forced to ensure that they ended his life first. It was the Imperial generals of Ceslor were, we are as strong as we are because of our binds with very powerful otherworldly entities. and Jestlar inherited his versus choosing it. And so when you go to fight Thanatos or Theron or whomever, know that they are empowered by more than just their own abilities. You should probably, I would suggest considering to investigate the entities they are bound to. And he goes, and I realize that by telling you this, I am informing you that you should likely do the same for me as well. I care not.
There we go. Finally got the fucking music to work.
I know it's very friendly, isn't it, Lectra?
Yep. But I mean, I'm not surprised because, yeah, it's
Good old buddy music.
Serwin.
He goes, the biggest person that I think, I know you're spending all this time trying to convince your friend Zeta, but he looks at Ursoc, he goes, in order to get to Oros, the easiest pathway there is traversing a plane that is not this one.
No.
And in order to access said plane, he looks over at Ursoc again. You would have to be willing to invite me with you.
Oddly enough, Tazzle knows a spell that might help with this.
Middle finger Serwin. Fuck you, we can do it on our own. No, we can't.
No, that's not what I was saying.
No, he's saying that,
wish so.
he's saying
I
that they'd
would.
have to enter the dream.
Yeah.
Cool.
Vice gives Zeta a smile.
Tazzle shrugs. Tazzle's willing.
As long as you don't want to destroy the world, sure.
Are you having fun, new guy?
Oh yeah, well, welcome to the group, new guys. Probably very heavy stuff to walk into, huh?
This is the stuff ballads are made out of.
This
About
is the
to-
stuff what is made out of? I didn't understand the word. I
Ballads.
didn't hear it.
Ballads.
Oh.
Musicals.
Wants to
songs.
joins
Okay,
the group
yeah,
because he
yeah.
wants to kill devils and demons. First act is the group pair up with somebody in association with potentially a devil or demon. But yeah, he's basically asking Ursoc if Ursoc's willing to let him into the dream.
Ooh. That's a toughie.
Your angry frog makes this all the better.
He is a very angry frog.
I love it.
And Finn, Ursoc would know, and I know that you and I have talked about it before, is that while the dream is like a corner of, like, adjacent to the Feywild kind of thing. So what he's suggesting is that the easiest way is to get into the dream, find a way from the dream into the Feywild, and then traverse the Feywild. Because obviously, where you enter the dream from your body perspective is where you're going to come back out. Like, you would know that that wouldn't work, and so you would assume that what he's thinking is it'll be easier to access the Feywild plane from the dream.
Yeah. Just don't know if I fully trust him. Could be handing him the keys to destroying everything. Could be handing him the keys to help us out. I don't know. Ursoc must ponder.
While Ursoc's pondering, Elena goes, "We have received reports," and she goes, "Well, this is relevant to what I'm about to tell you. And she kind of like points down towards the war table, and she points to Oros, and she goes, "We've received reports that there is a gathering of what appears to be numerous chromatic dragons in Oros. I don't know if Zormish is doing this, or if this is another force that is acting." She goes, "But approaching by ship directly would likely be suicide." She goes, "We could attempt to sneak around the back and find a way through underground caverns, but we would have to be looking for something that for hundreds of years no attacking force has ever been able to find. So we do have options. You don't have to side with Sarwin." And she looks up at him like nervously, like, "Don't kill me for saying that we don't have to side with you." She goes, "We don't have to side with him. It does make our position more difficult. And we'd have to
You
be
would also have
sneakier
to
and craftier."
We would also have to assume that the roots haven't destroyed the pathways.
She goes, "It would mean that we would need more information on Oros itself." And she goes, "And the only place to be able to get that," and she kind of like moves her hand across the map and then slaps it down on Faranaya.
That right there is a catch-22.
She goes, "There is one other place to get information if it's still standing.
Where's that?
But the option's not any better. But it's a civilization that existed before Oros and would likely have information on its material makeup." And she slides her finger back across the map again and slaps it on Valsgard.
Yep. That tracks.
Valgard.
We could make precious bonds today.
With a guy that not only did I punch, but also tried to kill us with a dragon. And
Isn't trying to
then
kill us.
kidnap.
Test you.
Hmm.
I think he said
Yeah.
test. If I remember
he did
right.
say that he
I
knew
did.
we
He
could
did,
handle that
But
dragon.
Zeta's still kind of like... Technically, it's trying to kill us.
He just had faith in you.
Yeah.
It was.
Sure.
Sometimes in the wild, to survive, predators have to work together.
That was super tassel.
Me
more
when
Vice
Sarwin
talks-
has more faith in the party than Zeta does.
The more Vice talks, the less
Not what somebody said.
comfortable I feel. It just seems so plotty. He just seems super plotty, dude.
Yeah, Vice is really insecure about the whole having a contract with Sonatath, who could also be potentially Thanatos.
Yeah. Which one's book did you sign? Are you sure you know which one it was now?
No fucking clue.
Just saying.
Hey Berto, we could post the Spider-Man theme meme now.
Yup. At least it ain't
It's
wish.
a little scary. Just a little concerning.
I just feel like Vice is trying to get me into the van right now, and I don't know how I feel about it.
He's trying to get you
And
into
there's
the van.
You can
Look,
pick
there's
whatever
some
side
candy
you
in this
want to.
van.
I tried to give us a reasonable option. I cannot force anybody's hand.
I'll be
I'm
right back.
entirely looking for a contingency plan, and that is all. And this was my greatest option.
And Sarwin goes, "And if you choose not to side with me, I depart here in peace. We came here under a flag of truce, and he once again like waves the cloth between his hand and like shakes it a little bit before like letting it disappear.
Oh, my mic dropped. I was like, oh, 'cause suddenly getting what he did earlier.
You're not French.
Well, I'm willing to do it.
Oh boy.
Suppose I owe you one.
We could always do both things. Go through this and then
Yeah, wait, why don't we just do both?
or Tazzle looked
Yeah, we'll
over
just-
at
two of
Elena
us,
and
or
then
three of
consult
us
with
can
you
go
about
to the
that
tree.
plan.
That's
That's not what I'm saying. What the party?
Why'd the other ones die?
It's been
you
2
two go
months
to the
since the last
north,
session.
you two go to
We'll
the
split the party
desert.
and make it 2 months before somebody has the next one.
No, clearly we just switch into weekly.
If only.
Do one
Yeah, it's
set of
still hard.
people
You
one
just
week,
cancel
and
the
then
group.
the other set of people on the other week.
Birdo's like, sorry family, I've got
Birdo's like-
responsibilities.
I did that for
Birdo's like-
for a short time because of something a player did in the last WOT. So
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
yeah, I
Funny.
had to split off Jedi into a different group for a couple
little
sessions on
bit.
a weekly basis.
Rip.
That was fun.
Let's not do
Sarwin
that,
goes, he looks at Vice and he goes, he goes, not to antagonize the situation, but if you are worried about the future of your livelihood as it pertains to your contract with Sonatath, he kind of like holds his hand out and conjures his book again, and he goes, I have
No.
plenty of blank pages.
Would that override his?
Because you can't take what isn't there to give.
But
And
you
he kind of
can't
like
give what isn't
he
there
kind
to
of
take?
flips as he flips through the
Yeah.
pages. As he flips through the pages, you guys can see like a bunch of like actual people on the page. So like you see like pictures of individuals as he's flipping through the pages. It's not like a list of names or contracts or anything.
Let's
He
not.
goes, I would just add you to my collection and allow you to continue walking free.
Like you apparently did with Selenity's partner?
He goes, oh,
Maybe
are you
stop
under
signing your
the,
name in books.
Are you under the assumption that he takes out, he flips to a page and he taps it and Toldun spawns in the room with you guys and he goes, are you under the assumption that that's actually Toldun?
We
Is
didn't
that what-
know.
We theorized it.
We weren't sure. We weren't assuming yes, but we also weren't assuming no.
He goes, oh, my dear sister. He goes, she
You know.
thinks,
Siblings.
she thinks that I would be so callous as to trap the soul of her beloved for eternity. He goes, no, Toldun is fine. He is under my protection.
Ah, man, the way you said
What is
that,
that?
I don't like
I don't
it.
like
I'm not
the
getting in the vein.
Well,
It
consider
sounds
this.
like you have a plan.
Consider this. If my niece and nephew are safe under my protection and I am here, who is watching my niece and nephew?
What a great question. We don't know.
That's pretty smart.
Selenity.
I just
Selenity
had,
has-
I just had a fucking realization. Okay, I can't. Oh, And that's
Selenity
something-
has always.
it's just an OOC realization.
Selenity has always been very kind to a fault, but also very stubborn and foolhardy as well. And I believe that she assumes that because of our eternal struggles through history, that I have fallen into the same machinations as the past. And in this case, things are quite different, and part of that is because of her. She made decisions that carried weight throughout the last several decades.
Yeah, the whole world ending thing kind of seems like a,
I had another fucking epiphany. My
He goes,
brain
"So-"
this session, Bruno, you're just exploding it everywhere.
He goes, so I, in a way, I suppose, take use of individuals, and I am capable of capturing souls and storing souls in my book, and I have plenty in here that are actual souls that I can bend and use to my own whim and my own fancy and my own desire, and I am not above doing that for any
doesn't
number
make you
of
sound good.
reasons. It's not meant to. But there are some that receive special treatment and special exceptions if I deem it more useful that they retain their own independence and their own personality without my interference. If I thought for 1 second that Toldun would still be Toldun if he had to bend to my every whim, he would be nowhere near as useful to me, similar to how you, as a group, are nowhere near as useful to me if I trap your souls and command you do everything I say. Part of why you have been as successful as you have been is because you are able to maintain your own autonomy.
Vice, I wouldn't do it.
I'm not agreeing to do it now, but it's nice that it's on the table.
It's nice that it's on the table.
He goes, but I will say, in order for this to work, it would have to be your soul in my page. I can't protect you if I'm just making a copy.
How about we sleep on that one for a while?
By all means. Because I was not expecting you to even consider it.
The thing is, it's wise to keep those considerations in mind.
He goes, while you're still mulling everything over, I believe that I had some unfinished dialogues with the dwarf about his friend.
Right.
Your
You know-
friend Bali is being sought after to lead an army of Underdarklings against this very fortress. That I am sure that
What?
you have been made aware.
Oh, the drow issue.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ah,
the drows.
Out of,
Yeah, yeah.
out of character, I think I forgot that.
You weren't told that it was Bali they were looking for. There was an assumption, though.
Okay.
I just remember the drow part.
Yeah.
He goes, the problem is that in order to find Bali, they would have to find her in a place that they don't have a means of accessing. And that would be a different plane of existence that is currently enveloping Faranaya.
Oh, good.
What plane is that?
The Shadowfell.
Yep.
Where our
Oh,
good
right, we knew
our
that.
good
I
mutual
forgot.
acquaintance Theron is from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Huh.
I remember.
And from what I understand, several of the Moon Elves are there as well, as many refugees from the elven cities in the
Yeah, a
Upperlands.
lot of people there. Faranaya, we were looking into a way to fix that rift issue.
Yeah. Though the issue.
And then I believe you are all under the assumption that I am in command of a certain dwarven faction. What are they?
Were
What are
we?
they called? The Garnet Forge.
That
Were we?
wasn't
Are we?
under the assumption you were under the. Well, I suppose you had temporary access to them, but I thought
Or rather,
that you
an
were just using them.
association with.
Uh-huh. Yeah. The guys who fucked over Vice. Yeah.
Because Vice, you know that they're on their that they were last known heading to Oros as well.
Uh,
There is
Horus
a
were fair
group.
and I know, so.
There is a group of them that also headed further north than that.
Valsgard?
It's the only thing further north than Oros, unless they were trying to circumnavigate the globe through an ice sheet.
So,
To help
Crimson-
us with all 3 cities, or are you just helping us getting into Oros?
I have need in Oros. I will help you access Oros. If you can prove that there is reason for me to assist elsewhere, then I would not be opposed to it if I have need.
Well, what are you in need of?
He kind of like smiles and he goes, I am in need of the removal of Zormish's dragon.
Uh-huh.
because of the quote-unquote blood of Asmodeus.
And Kamnik goes, but I worked so hard on that.
What?
What?
So the existence of Zormish's dragon causes instability in our world.
And he looks at Kamnik and he goes, do you want to explain? And
Yes,
Kamnik kind of
Kamnik, would you like to explain?
Yeah,
Look.
we all look at Kamnik.
Kamnik kind of like
Slow
looks
to-
down and like kicks the ground. He's like, Zormish was my first real friend, and after we had to kick Queso back through that portal in Valsgard, and yes, we kicked him.
You kicked him.
The rift closed, and Zormish partnered with Picard instead, but Picard was nowhere near as fun, and Zormish was lonely, and Zormish missed Queso, and Zormish asked if there was a way that we could potentially bring Queso back without opening the rift again, and asked me if I could work on something that would be able to do that, and it just so happened that I was already working on something that would allow one to wish something into existence. And I was planning to use it for my own needs and wants, but I thought that if we could have a happier Zormish, then our chances of beating the Empire might be a little bit better, and that maybe I would be doing something good for somebody else for once, and everybody would get the hell off my back about stealing the damn gold from the Lunar Temple, and then
The one time Kamnik does something nice, he fucks over the world.
and so I made Zormish a ring that allowed him to use a single wish, and I assumed that after all of the efforts that we had been through with the deck of many things and the cards, and that Zormish would have potentially learned to be a little bit more specific with his wishing. And
Wonderful.
he was not. And he wished for Queso to be brought back to our world, and the rift reopened.
Ah, wonderful.
Ah.
So it's not my
So-
fault, but it kind of is.
It's kinda also your fault. I call it a
Kamnik,
group effort.
and this is why I don't do nice things for people.
I mean, that he actually said those exact words
I
when you
know,
guys
I
first found
know,
him
I
muttering
know.
in.
Zeta goes,
You gotta-
okay, so Zormash didn't open it on purpose.
Kinda did.
Well,
Just
kind of.
Kind of side effect did.
He goes, look, Zormish is kind of dumb, and
So,
Yeah, well, ending the
he
world.
goes,
Yeah.
he goes, but he means well, and he looks at Sarah and he goes, and if Sarah is plotting or planning to kill Zormish, I can't help you with that because Zormish doesn't deserve to die because of a situation that I caused. And I've been trying for the last 25 years to fix it. And I haven't found out a way to do that yet. But I'm going to
You
keep
can't just
trying
make
because
another wish.
I made this problem and I have to fix it. No, I tried that.
but if the
No.
blood of Asmodeus represents the corruption between worlds, then Queso existing here is destabilizing the world.
See, the
So
problem
am I.
with that is that when Queso went through the portal to through the rift back to his home world, shortly before that, he had become afflicted with this blood of Asmodeus because Zormish had become afflicted with it, and they were able to cure themselves by sending Queso through the rift. It cured both of them. But when he came back, and it grew faster and stronger and more frequently, and that's why Zormish is the way he is today.
We
So in
can
order
try
to
come up
remove
with-
the blood of Asmodeus, we send Queso back. And close the
Okay.
rift.
We
But
can
we-
try to come up with a plan that doesn't involve killing Zormish. If you put someone in your book, are you able to let them back out?
Sarwin kind of like smiles, like, and he goes, "Sure."
Insight check?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
even Tazzle's gonna insight that one.
Well,
Tazzle's like,
roll.
Tazzle like, I don't like that answer.
That's a nat 20.
Or at least I don't like how that answer sounded.
Um,
Uh,
he's not
hmm.
he's not lying, but he's definitely hiding something with it. So he
See what I get.
can in fact
Oh.
they can in fact be let out.
You can't put him in a page, can you?
Of course I can. If I can get him within a point, if I can get close enough to him to do it.
so I suppose I have to ask. It's not just the rift you're interested in. Is it the temple?
Because I have no need for your restoration sites, if that's what you're asking. I need the rift sealed because the more entry points we have that blend between realities and universes and planes of existence and worlds, and the less we are able to contain it. We need to do damage control in order to accomplish what I am looking to accomplish. And the biggest, well, now second biggest, thanks to you, point of contention is the rift in Valsgard.
Mhm.
So sealing the rifts helps you.
Your end
It does.
means-
Still confused. What?
Which is also beneficial to us in restoring the world.
Yeah.
Then I have one other question. Us restoring Jack wouldn't interfere with your goals then.
He has to. He's thinking for a minute.
To be fair, Jacques is kind of his own, whatever he
Yeah.
wants to fucking do.
Jacques is a wild card. So I don't know if restoring him interferes with what I'm intending to do. I do believe that it would, but I am willing to deal with that problem when it becomes a problem.
So you're willing to allow us to restore him?
As long as you aren't interfering with other aspects of my goals.
So as long as our goals intertwine to some extent. Interesting.
I don't care what you do with the dwarf. I don't care what you do with the forge. I don't care what you do with the boy. I don't care what you do with the place that strange winged man took my sister. Because I have no interest in what you do in any of those places. As long as it does not interfere with my own agenda. And from what I can tell, it does not.
Uh-huh.
Tazzle wants to
Does
again.
the restoration of the world benefit you?
To an extent. Because I need it closer to where it was 30 years ago than where it is today.
Then I suppose let's make that the goal post. And whatever we can do to benefit each other along the way, at least we get to that point.
He goes, there are key players that I will have to remove that you may not agree with. He goes, as long as you do not hinder that when the time
Is the
comes.
stubborn old fool one of them?
Lol.
There are lots of stubborn old fools that I need to get rid of.
The valid answer.
Uh-huh.
He
Oh,
kind of like lets out a heavy
know-
sigh. Then he goes, with regards to Zormish, he can come out, but once I have entrapped him, he's bound for 1,000 years.
So that's what you're writing.
Because I figure that in the spirit of honesty, I will share that with you.
Tazzle appreciates that. Well,
Goes in
Tazzle
with-
does have another question. Do you know how to get rid of a lich?
What are the key requirements to murder Thanatos?
He looks over at Belnov and he goes, do you not know the answer to that question? You could make me an
Never
Arcana
mind.
or a History check if you want.
I'll make an
Everyone's so
Arcana.
Hey, that's good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's actually really good. So a lich basically obtains their immortality, at least, by storing their soul in something called a phylactery vial. And if you destroy that, the lich then becomes mortal in a sense that you still have to kill the lich, but once you have destroyed the vial, they can no longer be reincarnated,
back,
essentially.
Yeah. But
So
they
you
can
can-
come back if we kill them without destroying
Right.
it.
So if you came into contact with
Correct.
Thanatos and had to fight, you could kill Thanatos, but he would just come back. There's usually a
Yeah.
time. There's like a delay in how long it takes him to come back, but he will come back.
It's part of the status quo. We can't truly kill him until the last season.
So if things happen and we have to fight him before we find his phylactery, like Tazzle says the word very slowly, like making sure she's saying it correctly, we would still have time to potentially find it and destroy it.
Yes. But
Okay.
the problem with that is that your tower, and he points at Belnov, has been looking for centuries.
What has been the tower has been looking for centuries?
Yeah,
I think some of the
for the
I missed.
phylactery.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see.
So you would
I mean, if it
potentially have a
wouldn't-
matter of days to find what somebody has been searching centuries for.
Oh. Oof.
Gotcha. Yeah, big oof. Man, imagine having to fight him more than once. That was out of character.
Well,
Well, it's fine. He's a recurring boss fight. These things
I
happen.
mean,
yeah, we gotta
it
have a
does.
recurring boss
It
fight.
do. It do. I'm just saying, man, what a boss to have as a reoccurring boss. Oh.
So, let's decide what we want to do then, shall we?
Because the reason getting... I don't think it will be a matter of getting this queso dragon person back through the rift. I do think you will have to kill him. Because when he went through the rift before, it was his choice. He has a bond, which I'm sure you are aware of, or at least some of you, when he looks over at Vice, with Zormish, that if Zormish so chooses, Queso can do nothing without his permission.
Oh. That's kind of rough. Maybe a little fucked up.
Well, we won't know how Zormish is going to respond to us when we get there, but regardless of that, we still will have to make contact with Picard afterwards. So, however things go, we kind of need some kind of path.
Because no matter what, we will have to deal with this dragon gathering that our hostess has informed us of. Because if we go
And I
through...
imagine...
If we go through your dream, revered Dreamwalker, we can at least get to the island before having to confront them. Because if we do not, and we go via ship, we have to fight them all the way to the island and hope that they don't sink our ship on the way there.
But
Unless
not
we
only
find this
that,
hidden pathway behind.
the longer we take, the more dragons will probably appear.
And the Garnet Forge will show up at Oros. And then Valsgard.
Serwin laughs.
And then
That problem
Alder.
might solve itself if the Forge and Zormish aren't in alignment.
Well, for my information, Grimson went to Zormish because Zormish has more information on the World Ender. So Grimson wants information on the World Ender. But if Grimson is aiming for Valsgard, he's probably seeking somebody else.
Kamnik's like, why didn't he come to me for information on the World Ender?
Probably
He's
because
al-
he's
he
bitched
almost
about people
seems-
being dumb.
He almost seems like offended to be like his intelligence has been threatened by the fact that someone's choosing Zormish for information over him. But Kamnik's like, if you guys are going to Oros, I'm coming too.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna let you kill Zormish.
Interesting.
I don't want to.
I don't think any of us want to kill Zormish.
Tazzle was going to do everything Tazzle could to avoid doing so.
The thing is, it's up to Zormish how things transpire, no?
He goes, no,
So
it's not. You will not kill Zormish. I will ensure that. I'm not killing any of you either, if that's what you're starting to think. But I'm not letting you kill Zormish.
I mean, if you wanted to kill us, you would have done it ages ago.
True.
And you've been watching us ever since.
No, that was Kamnik saying that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I figured out how you fixed the issue. We already had a spell, and you did it as an innate spell casting thing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Damn,
So-
it wasn't fucking Thanatos that freaking did the freaking nocturne shit.
It could have been.
God damn
It
it.
could have been.
So,
It could have been.
My brain.
will you let us try to take care of Zormash and Queso or whatever peacefully? At least let us try.
You're asking Kamnik that?
No, I'm asking Sarwin, because Sarwin wants them dead. Kamnik doesn't want them dead, and I'm like, well,
Oh, he goes, when we get to the island, those two are up to you. He goes, my part to play in this will be ensuring all of those other dragons don't interfere. Because I figured you would rather have somebody taking on a battalion of dragons and have to deal with one yourself.
I'm
It
just
does
making
sound like
sure
our
that
best method to traverse Oros safely.
Zeta's like, I'm just wanting to make sure that you're not going to show up and just kill him after we peacefully do what needs to be done.
He goes, like I said, I have no desire to kill any friends of my sister's.
Great, we're in agreement.
Not to mention, if he breaks a promise with us so soon, then we're less likely to have a positive influence in whatever else we could be useful for to him in the future. So it's kind of beneficial as a testing, as a testing of bonds, I suppose.
Yeah, and he said he just wanted the dragon removed. I mean, if it has to be by death, it's by death. But if there's a way to remove it out of this plane without killing it,
It's essentially
be okay
a,
with that? And Tazzle looks at Sarwin as in like, did I understand that correctly?
Sarwin looks at Tazzle, conjures like a piece of jerky and tosses it to her like good girl. Like, you know, like it definitely meant to be insulting and belittling, but like a well
Trying
done.
to decide whether or not Tazzle's gonna fall for it or be like,
Dang, free jerky?
wow.
Free
Yeah, I
food.
think we're gonna go with the free food. Woohoo!
Yippee! Yippee!
Yippee!
I wish I could
Whoop.
just whip out a few pages of jerky.
Yippee! Yippee!
A few pages of jerky.
Have you seen jerky prices these days?
No, because my dad makes jerky.
Oh damn.
Nice.
Bragging.
How am I bragging? I'm not the one that does it.
Yeah, but you get freshly made jerky.
Right. But not this year, because he didn't He didn't get any, I think.
Rip.
So we're going to Oros?
I think so.
I think
Okay.
we're in agreement, but again, I think that's up to Ursoc.
Ursoc, are you cool taking us to Oros through the dream?
I'll like turn and look
Yeah.
at him.
I'm gonna need a list of supplies though. We're gonna make this happen.
Great. I guess we can all do prep work then.
You name it, I'll be the lapdog.
Serwin
I need
goes,
a cat, a peg leg, and an eye patch.
and that guy's arm.
Again, that guy's arm.
You do not need his arm.
Sarah. I mean, I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
need Theron's
Ursoc. I'm gonna need Theron's beard. I'm gonna need Serwin's book.
Turns it into a tree. Try collecting souls now, bitch.
He just picks leaves. He's like, there they are.
I found them.
The funny thing is once you, Finn, don't you have, like once you've seen a plant or something like that?
I have that.
Yeah.
So.
Sha do. It's a 6th level.
Okay.
You can get back to the fortress fucking quick.
Yeah, that smells so good.
As long as you have that spell slot, prepared, and also have that spell slot enabled. Or able to use.
Torin
This
over here
whole
just like
time-
absorbing
yeah, I
all
was
this
like, this whole
information.
time-
Yeah,
Torin's
this
like,
Torin's just like,
what
wow,
the
all of this
fuck
lore.
have I gotten myself into?
Just massive fucking lore dumps.
To that
Who's
point,
this
Elena
guy
looks
with
at
the green
Torrent.
hair?
Elena looks at Torrent and goes, you're allowed to change your mind.
No, you can't. You're stuck here now.
Hey, maybe we don't need an extra party member after all. No, I'm kidding.
Damn.
I'm so glad Balrus wasn't here.
Oh god.
Right.
If Tony was here.
So,
What if Connor was here?
Oh, I wish Connor was here.
Yeah.
so here's the thing, you guys.
We fucked up.
No, so
Oh.
this is where, if there's nothing else you guys want to discuss, this is where we would stop, because I have to plan the next segments, because I needed to know what Finn was going to say. I needed to know what the group was going to say. I needed to know a lot of things before I plan, because if you guys are dreamwalking into the Fey Realm, I need to plan stuff for dreamwalking into the Fey Realm.
No, clearly we
I
just
have
go
what I
into the
need to
Pharaoh.
plan, but I've been too sick to put it together, and I didn't want to do it if I didn't know that's what direction we were going. Because there was, you could go via ship, you could try to find a sneaky way around the back. Like, there are other options to take. If this is the one you're going with, I just needed to know before I put all the effort and work into it. So,
It's the fastest, most riskiest option.
We gamba.
but so your party size going into this is going to be you guys, and then Serwin and Kamnik.
Ooh.
Big
Well,
party?
Camden can carry the party probably.
I mean, yeah, come on. Kamnik has us all. We're okay.
Most of them, and I guess I didn't. Serwin would make this clear that he is there for the goal. So
Right.
he's going to be traversing with you guys, but he's not going to be like slaughtering enemies for you. Like, he's there for what you guys agreed to do in Oros. So it's not like
Yeah.
Kamnik will travel with you.
Are we gonna physically dream this bitch, or am I opening a portal?
I will explain all of that, but your physical bodies will be traversing.
Yeah.
Whee!
So it's going to be a
Okay, so I'm
combination. You're going to have to work with Serwin, is what it's going to be, Finn.
Oh, it's a combo
Well, I mean-
thing.
Wait, hold up. I don't think I have to be in the same plane of existence for transport with plants. Yes, I do. Just kidding.
Yeah.
About to say, I'm like,
That'd be pretty cool though.
Right?
Right.
But you're like, we don't need your fucking help. Boof! Except we do, because all those dragons.
You guys don't know my relationship with the dragons. You don't know. Maybe I'm friends.
You know,
Can we
it's
put
true.
on
Maybe
some
you're
music?
secretly the Dragon King, and we just don't know.
That'd be pretty cool.
I need new music.
That would be an interesting reveal.
Freak me out.
First it was the Moonveil Princess, then it's the King of Dragons.
Maybe we'll see the Fire Lord.
The beast, huh?
The Fire Lord.
So, I mean, we can talk to other NPCs and do prep work? Question mark?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sonatat
yeah.
told me
So
to
that's why I
fuck
said
off.
if it's
Well,
Sonatat told you to.
for it.
He did tell you to fuck off. Yeah, we can switch back to some Silver Ash Fortress theme music.
Aw, now I have to refresh like 5 times to get the new music.
Dang, this isn't
Thanks,
as
Internet.
intimidating. Can we add some bass? Just kidding.
Also, watching you on YouTube does seem to be a smoother experience. It's just
Excellent.
shitty that there's none of the like fun Twitch stuff over on YouTube.
No channel
Yeah.
points. SMH.
Well, what
Yeah.
you could
Fun.
do is you could just have the Twitch chat open, and
Yeah,
still watch on YouTube.
I do that. It's just sometimes it won't even like load and connect me into chat.
Oh yeah.
I
Would
can't even earn points.
streamer bot points be something to set up that would work on YouTube or no?
You can maybe.
Streamer bot points.
But it would need a database and all that.
Well, streamer
I
bot
don't even
like
know. I don't
just
know
needs to
enough
connect.
about YouTube to know how to do all that stuff. But do you guys want to do stuff in the fortress right now? And is there stuff that you guys want to do and talk to? Because there's you know,
We should talk
Elena's
to
here, Asera's still here.
well, I mean, Alan Wynn still has to, you know, address.
Alan
That
Wynn
Leroy
is here.
found that said that he
Madeline.
sent here. Was that a thing? Am I correctly remembering that?
Say that again.
Well, am I remembering correctly that there are like a couple? I mean, not a whole lot, but a couple of bugbears that Leroy found from his clan that
Yes.
are here.
They're not
Okay.
here yet, but yes, he found them
Okay.
and sent them here. So they're on the way. They're not here yet because they can't teleport.
Oh, that
like you
wasn't
guys
a
can.
year ago. I thought that was a year ago before we traveled a year again.
Now I have to look up to make
But I
sure.
may just be misremembering the timing there because a lot happened around that time, both in game and out of game.
Oh no, you're right. There are some here at the fortress.
Okay, Tazzle would catch up with them, see how they're doing.
Okay. Most of them probably wouldn't even recognize you.
She
'Cause
would
they
feel
were-
the need to do it anyways as
No, I'm just
her
saying like
potential
when she
future role. Yeah.
yeah, when she goes to them, they're like, "Who the fuck are you
Who
again?"
the fuck are you? Yeah.
What the?
And then
Who the
Tazzle will
fuck
like,
are you? Who
be
the
like,
fuck are
Tazzle's like,
you?
I'm
Who
Tazzle.
you is? Who you
I'm really good
be?
friends with Leroy.
Alan Wynn's stuff is gonna happen between Alan Wynn and Watts, Rico. So like, assuming.
Well, I also have to address Watts too, because
yeah.
you know the firearm.
We wanted to go see Watts.
You want to go see Watts as well? Okay.
Yeah.
Ursak, Serwin asks you to walk into the courtyard with him, because he needs space. Not the courtyard, but like the forest area outside of the fortress wall, like where the wall kind of extends out. Because he needs space. Because he's like, I don't want you to be upset with me. But he starts like conjuring a bunch of different druids from his book that are, he's like, they'll all be able to help us with the physical, corporeal entrance into your dream, into the dream.
He did say he had actual souls in the book.
he's basically setting up a coven for you. But
Awkward.
yeah, so that's
Don't be mad at me, by the way.
So if there's any response you have to any of that, they're not people you recognize. So these like, and you could tell by their attire that they're from like long before even Ursoc's time. He just starts popping out Ursoc's best friends, like. But yeah, Finn, I don't know if you have any response to that. No. Just
no. Oh. Oh man, I may not have a chance to use my birthday advantage. I didn't think I was like I don't want to use it for this one roll.
It's okay. You can just use it. Have another birthday next session.
Okay.
Have a million birthdays. Technically, it doesn't. This doesn't have to be your birthday session. It can be the next one, because.
Pose.
Yeah. Because your birthday's technically 2 days from now, and not today. So.
Yep.
Playing the system.
Game the system. Jay, I know that you have like no stake in any of this right now, but is there anything you'd like to do?
I want to find out more about dragons before we head out.
You know, fair.
Okay.
Fair.
If you express that to the group, Kamnik will be like, I can give you all my knowledge there, because you're not going to find anything here. Because most writings about dragons would be in grand libraries that have long since been destroyed, but he goes, but I can tell you what I know.
Right.
And I will type that up for you, Jay, because Kamnik knows a fuck ton, because
Yeah, makes sense.
they've been through some shit.
Yeah, you know, Jay, honestly, if there was anyone in the world right now that you wanted to ask about dragons, Kamnik is probably your best bet.
Or a lot of information, to be honest. So, like, if Torrent wants to spend, because I know that Torrent was wanting to gather information, and that Ezelos only had so much information.
That's fine. No, go ahead, close my door.
Yeah.
Kamnik was a member of the Wote party, that was the group during the war. So he was, big into everything that was going on. Now, what he cared to remember is a different story, but he does know a lot. He'll know a lot more than any book that you'll be able to find in the Silver Ash Woods.
Yeah, Torrent would definitely want to pick his brain for information.
Yeah.
Be sure to write it out, like in the chat, like publicly.
And it would be funny too, because if you tried to like play music while he was explaining, his head might explode. He'd be like, "That's very distracting."
I'm sure he also
may not be triggering at all at any points of means, No.
Yeah.
There'd be no reason.
No, I think Torrent would be more likely to be pen and paper, taking notes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what Ursoc's doing. That's what Torrent's doing. What's Belnov wanting to do? You said you were wanting to.
No.
I feel like you told me what you were wanting to do.
I would be surprised, considering I can't think of anything he wants to do.
Okay.
Isn't somebody going to go meet somebody?
Yeah, Rico and Zeta, we're gonna go talk to Watts.
Yup.
Okay, well, Pink, if you think of something, let me know.
I will.
So,
Good.
Vice and Zeta you guys walk over to walk over to Watts, and he's still banging away at his anvil. But as you guys get closer, he kind of stops for like a brief moment, takes something out of his pocket, a small stone, and throws it on the floor next to him. And in front of him, and where the stone was, appears like a small shack. And he goes, "It's in there." Like, it's in there. And he just keeps hammering. You're not sure which of you he's referring to, if he's referring to either of you. He says,
we might just look at each other, question.
Well, Vice had something to wait for, so Vice is gonna head over there.
Yeah, let's look inside. Stop dying.
Excuse me. No.
Bitch.
Yeah, the eighth wish won't finish because the DM died.
GG.
The curse followed him to the grave.
No.
So when you guys open the door to this small little shack, it's not a small little shack. You open it, and there's like a stairwell that leads
It's
down
bigger
into
on
the ground.
inside.
And as you walk down the stairs, it's a huge forge,
Whoa.
like a huge workshop.
Whoa.
And both of you recall from talking to people that Watts used to travel with his smithing. And so it was like always well, how the fuck did he do his work? Well, now you know. He had a portable workshop, a portable forge.
I want that.
And
Who
you
needs
see some
tiny
generic weapons and armors that have like have not degraded, but like the weapons have blunted from, time and decomposition and stuff like that. But your eye is drawn, Vice, to a shelf where there is a very unique contraption on two like hooks. It's a long wooden stalk with a long metal barrel. And on the edge of the barrel, you see twisted on that canister that you had taken from Kamnik's contraption back in Azelos.
Sexy.
You
And
made
underneath it, it just says, "For the Devil Man."
So he made the gun.
That
the
little
Devil
dwarven
Man.
piece of shit.
Well, this looks interesting.
Well, it's a gun.
A gun, you say?
Right? Right, Berto? It's a gun.
Yeah, it's a rifle.
Yeah.
Kaboom.
Vice will
Honestly,
take it.
reminds me of House Cannith's wand guns, which are very interesting. But
Hanging
Got
from the
many
little
stories.
hook underneath is a small pouch, and when Vice lifts the pouch, you can feel it not jingle, but you can feel it clanking. And if you open and look
jingle.
inside, there are there are bullet casings and there's rifle bullets in there. I'm not gonna start you out with no bullets. No more bullets.
I'm like, I could make you some. That'd be really shit, but I could, maybe.
It's always a
I
learning
got smithing
process.
tool proficiency.
I got smithing tools too. I think he'd have to take them apart and learn how they work, though.
Yeah. You don't have to take
Zeta
all of
just
them
knows
apart too.
Well, no.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be proficient in it, Rico. I'll put the stats into your
Yeah.
character sheet and stuff like that for you.
Mhm.
You won't be proficient in it right away.
No, it takes time.
There's obviously, it's going to be stronger than most ranged weapons, but there's drawbacks of misfiring and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Zeta's gonna at least show Vice kind of how he remembers it works.
you point the opening of this barrel towards your face. And you use your toes, and you use your toes to push this thing. And while you do, you play this really unique grunge band called Nirvana.
Oh God.
Yo, Vice, I want to start a world war. Can you be my Franz Ferdinand?
Hey, I mean, realistically, if I get famous because I made that joke and I become infamous and then everybody starts following me, that's fine.
I mean,
I'm
like,
gonna start a
it's,
world war. Berto, can you
you
be my
know, on
Franz
the
fine with
totem
being
Ferdinand?
pole of
famous as
like
the guy that
problematic
shat on
things
Kurt
people have
Cobain.
said, I'm pretty sure that's near the bottom.
Yeah. Bummer.
Because you know what? I'm pretty sure Kurt Cobain would probably have laughed at that joke.
He would have.
Probably. You know you're right. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything else of like that would draw your guys' attention in there. Aside from the fact that you're literally standing in a forge.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Would like one of those someday.
Handy to have.
Pocket dimensions exist.
We should
Kinda.
leave.
We should leave before we get closed in.
Fuck.
Watts just forgets about us. We're in a pocket dimension.
Uh-oh.
The party's like,
Oh.
where did Vice and Zeta go?
Nobody asks Watts.
They got Don
They
John.
wouldn't think to, I don't think, yeah. Because
And even if they did, would he even answer? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Who
True.
knows?
Leave some gold or get the fuck out of here.
Give me some
Real
coin. But yeah, so you guys exit, and as you close the door behind you, he holds out his hand, and it collapses to the small little stone, and then just kind of just shoops into his hand, and he puts it back in his pocket and goes back to hammering, as though like nothing.
Hey, how much would one of those cost?
Because I built it myself.
Okay. How much would it cost to build another one?
More than you have.
Oof.
He knows.
And I offer you a world ender.
He like stops for a minute and then like leans back, and for the first time you see like some semblance of expression on his face as like he's actually considering it.
Oh God.
Whoa.
Vice, I was joking.
Right, Vice?
I didn't
I
think
was
you were
not
fun.
joking.
I know you weren't. I was just making a joke.
He goes, if you
Okay.
can bring me that thing sealed, sure, I'll make you one.
Cool.
Huh.
Post-game Vice lore.
Vice gets a pocket dimension by giving
Vice
Lots of very
becomes-
problematic pair of daggers.
Post-game Vice becomes a traveling smithy.
Funny.
Someone's got to take up Watts' old job, right? Why not?
Jokes
why
on
not
Vice
be somebody
inside
who
the
hates
smithy is
dwarves?
just a bunch of pictures of dwarves.
Yeah.
Vice has to hammer the same sword for the rest of his life.
Same
Oh
sword
no.
Over and over.
Um,
Man. Wish we had adamantine or something.
That'd be nice.
It'd be nice for me. And really
to
expensive.
engrave it into your
Yes.
bodice.
You know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, you want to not ever be crit again for the rest of your life.
That would be awesome. It won't happen. If we go to Valsgard, maybe there's some adamantine there. I don't know.
I mean, adamantine's not ridiculously rare, but if you're looking for enough to blend into a body, yeah, you're
Yeah,
you're gonna have a hard time.
you need a lot.
Yeah, same with like mithril.
Okay, I don't think Mithril's really gonna help though.
I mean, yeah, because you're not wearing actual armor. So
Yeah.
your 25 AC is fine. If you get crit, then that's like
Oof.
you're fine.
Yeah,
crit by
Yeah,
four dragons.
cries in
Gets
my
crit by 4
19 AC.
dragons.
Isn't Watts able to make things not
Yes.
have to be attuned to? Why
Oh.
did you say yes?
Isn't Watts able to make things not have to be attuned to? Depends
It's
on the
expensive.
things. And yes, it is very expensive.
Yeah.
But it depends on the thing. If you're
Well,
talking
the
about
thing is-
like your ring of protection, which is a rare item on its own,
Is it really a rare?
yeah. Because you're not having to wear it as a cloak, like because there's 5 fingers on each hand, so you could technically wear 10 rings.
This is true.
If you're looking
Fucking
at
plus 10 ring to protection.
But at that point, I would just do it for the bracers for the defense.
I know it's wild that the braces of defense are. They're also rare, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Are they? Oh, I thought they were uncommon.
No, they're rare. At least according to the importer.
Yeah, they're rare.
No, I believe the importer.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ask him about that, it would be somewhere along the lines of for something like a rare item, it'd be somewhere along the lines of like 60,000 gold.
60.
Ooh.
60?
60.
You know,
Gotcha.
considering it though, that's not too bad. But ooh.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
being able to get
permanent
plus
plus
a
2 to
permanent plus
AC
2 without attunement. Yeah.
Yeah.
is insane.
Ooh, but fuck.
But it would still mean that you couldn't wear like other bracers, right? Like you would still have to like
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You know that moment when you're window shopping and you see something and you're like, "Ooh, that looks good," and then you see the price and you're
wear-
like, "Nope."
but
No,
for
I
60
wear
but for
one
60k
bracer, and then I wear a bracer of another set, and then I have both at half the effect.
no.
Both at
But
half
for
of the
60 but for
No.
60k you can for 60k you can also get, very rare / potentially legendary items, so it's
Yeah.
it's a big
Think
it's
about
a
it this
big
way: let's
trade-off.
just restore Oros to the Golden City, and then use all that gold.
Mm.
Yo!
Not
Easy.
wrong, not wrong.
Smart idea.
the act of restoring, I'm just laughing at the concept of making Oros golden again and what that would actually entail. And
Oh
I'm
my
just like, that would be so
Wait, no,
mean.
it's the same. It's the same
That would be
acronym.
so
No.
What?
Oh,
It's
What?
make Oros golden again. No. No.
I mean, that's the mindset you'd have to make Oros golden again.
Oh, I love
but-
how I still have this gem-encrusted monkey figurine from all the way back. In
Yeah,
the
that was very clearly not magical. You just didn't want to sell it.
just like my acorn.
I wasn't
Or-
sure. Maybe someone specific.
No, you
wanted
got it. You got it appraised. That's how you. That's
Yeah,
how
that
you
was
knew.
what's his name
and
that
then you were
appraised
like,
it.
you're like, I'm just not gonna do it.
Not now. It's 150 gold.
Now
We'll
it's
later.
just gonna. Now it's just gonna be like the
We'll do
like the
later.
party item. Like
It's the
it'll be like
MacGuffin.
at the end. At the end of the
At the end of the
campaign,
campaign.
Zeta will still have the gem encrusted monkey figurine, and it's actually a huge. It's actually a huge plot point. Like
Fine
throwing
Zelda,
Excalibur
like it's
at the
actually
end of
like a
Final
Like the
Fantasy.
key stuck
campaign. The
inside with,
campaign
like, 3
ends.
wishes.
Everyone goes back to happiness, and it's like, and then the scene fades and cuts to the gem encrusted monkey figurine in Zeta's pouch. Smoke bellows from the eyes, and you can start to hear voices.
To be continued.
The
That
theme,
laugh
the
was
theme of
perfect.
the theme of Goosebumps plays.
Oh no.
Oh,
Dun
no.
dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
Anyway,
God.
what else did you guys want from Watts?
I mean, I'll think about it, but
From a Alanwin perspective, you can definitely be a part of that conversation, Rico, but because of how my throat is feeling, that's a lot of talking.
we're gonna type. is what you're
That's
saying.
downtime stuff.
Yeah. And that too, like in downtime, and in this case particular, I would encourage, if you have questions for Sarwin, how often do you just have, an enemy, quote unquote, in your camp that you could just chit chat with?
Enemy is a strong
Yeah.
word.
Enemy is a strong word. It might be the right word, but it's a strong word.
Ooh, hold on.
Now I gotta come up with ways for Tazzle to talk to Serwin just so that I can interact with Serwin.
Oh, I think I just came up with an idea.
Also, if you guys all want to like butt slam Vice for hiding this
What?
from you and
Yeah, you can do that.
springing it on you
Oh
the
yeah,
last
no, that's
second
totally
like
gonna
that.
happen.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
Vice
It's brewing.
Vice gets a vengeance pegging.
Basically, take a hit from everybody but the dwarf.
But
But we gained a lot of really good information.
Kamnik's there, Serwin's there, Elena's there, Alanwin's there, Watts is there, Molt and Quoben are there. There's a lot of people. Asera's there. There's a lot of people still at the fortress.
A lot of things to do.
Yeah, I might if I'm feeling up to it, I might start a few threads for people because that way, Jay, you can talk to Kamnik and Ursoc. Serwin can talk, or Finn. Serwin can talk to Ursoc about stuff. But yeah, so did you guys have anything specific from Watts that you guys wanted to ask? Aside from how to make something not attunement required?
I mean, we do have to ask about how to restore the thing, but I feel like that could be done in downtime.
Restore the thing. Oh, the
barrier.
Faranaya gem?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if you're walking over to where Watts is, Vice, you would see that the gem in the Silver Ash Fortress has been repositioned at the top of the tallest available tower because the other ones are still being repaired.
Mm-hmm.
And so the barrier hasn't been activated, but the gem has been repositioned.
Fun.
But yeah, I mean, you can ask about that. That's fine. I just the whole dialect between two, like multiple NPCs talking to each other, kind of thing, would just be a little difficult to do.
No,
right
we
now.
want to hear all of it, like an entire scene of just 2 NPCs.
Well, it wouldn't
We
just
wanna
be
hear you
like
talking to
Rico
yourself, Berto.
Rico would still be there, but or Vice would still be there, but it would be a lot more to talk between Watts and Alanwin than it would be to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what I want to talk to Watts about.
Okay.
For it.
And I'm gonna send you a DM with the picture of it because I want to do it without attunement.
Tazzle would have a question for Watts after she finishes catching up with the bugbears that are at the fortress.
Okay.
There's kind of issues with it not being attuned in a way, but I'm curious about it. But it would be a cool upgrade thing. Also, it's common. How is it only common?
Well, because the wand that it basically is an attunement slot, but it doesn't. You don't have to use 2 slots to have another a wand in it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be the one to make that.
He wouldn't be able to. Is basically what it is.
You need Elliot.
I just know Watts has integrated the these cool little
so he could like integrate it for you or with you, but you don't really need that if you attune it. You would need the person to actually make the item though.
Okay.
Because this is a sheath. it's more leatherworking bound magic. So yeah, you would need someone more like Elliot. Alan might
Elliot
be
still
able
at
to, but
Is Elliot at the fortress?
no, he's in Ezelos.
We know
Okay.
who that was.
Yeah, he's still in Eslos. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he had traveled.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you would need someone like Elliot. You might be able to. Alan might be able to make it. Let me think. Yeah, if he had the materials to make it, you'd have to find him like the leather stuff for the sheathing and stuff like that.
Okay. Cool. Something for the future. Cool. Good
Yeah.
to know.
Rico.
What would we need in order to restore the barrier machine in the or the barrier crystal in Faranaya?
He goes, what's wrong with the crystal in Faranaya?
Apparently, it's cracked.
It's fucked.
The crystal is cracked?
I believe that's what I was told.
Then you would need Kylan's help. I didn't make the gems. The elves made the gems.
The Moonveil
Shit.
elves?
Yes. You would need realistically any moon elf of royal blood would be able to accomplish. But
Go get
Kylan is
Nicola.
the one that helped me. Kylan is the one that helped me previously.
Sounds like we need Brittany.
Yeah,
Get
let's
someone.
go get
Brittany's
Nicola.
We could always ask if Brittany wants to be a downtime NPC.
Yo. That'd be pretty pog. I could send Nicola a
I
message.
wouldn't be. Yeah, we could send Nicola a scroll message.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know if Brittany would want to, but
I know.
I'd be willing to
Guys, check out, I
ask
can
her.
do
But
something new. And I cast Fireball on the party.
Rip.
you burn everybody to the ground.
Oh, GG.
Nah, it's
My
just a normal
fur.
third level.
My fur.
Actually, can't I empower it? Hold on. Forget how the feature works. No, I can't upcast it. Or
The
can I?
last you guys knew, the moon elves were
Ooh.
in the dark place that is apparently in Faranaya.
Yeah, they were apparently stuck in
I thought
in
Nicola
the
returned because they
Shadowfell?
returned.
Nicola returned because
Yeah.
a lot of her people returned.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So technically,
But
I
not
guess
all.
Nicola
Sauce not interested.
would be. Yeah. Oh yeah. If Torrent was there, Torrent's not there yet, or Torrent's not there with them though.
Yeah, but he heard them talk about the moon elves.
No, what I'm saying is that you weren't when they were talking about the moon elves. You weren't in the area because you're with Kamnik. They went
Not
outside.
here, but when the dude was telling about the Shadowfell, he mentioned the moon
Oh.
elves.
Yeah,
You did. You
he
did.
did.
So
yeah, I
Torrent
guess that
wants
would've
to talk
perked
to
your
him
ears
about
up.
That. Yeah.
Jay's already got things to consider and talk about.
Hey, I just realized I could cast Fireball at 9th level.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't. Do this and die instantly.
Wait, why?
Well, I'd be fine.
Because
Because I can use key points to upcast it, and I have like 11
Oh,
max.
you have enough key points to upcast it to a 9th. Oof.
I have enough to
isn't there
upcast it.
Isn't there a limit to how many key points you can put into a thing though?
I don't know.
What ability is it again?
Oh, maximum key points per spell. There you go. Never mind. I lied.
Yeah.
I can't upcast it. I lied. I didn't see that part. I saw the rest of it. I'm like, I can upcast it to 9th level? I'm like, there's no way. And I read, ah. Don't worry, I lied.
How could you?
Because it was funny to think that I could
Yeah,
cast
because
it.
you can
I
spend
mean,
up to
that's fair. That's fair.
up to
Yeah.
4 key points.
Which is how much it casts to
Right.
cast it, so.
So yeah, I mean, Vice. I mean, Nicola would be the obvious. Even if Brittany's not willing to come back, that's still not an invalid. Like, it's not like it's an unavailable course of action, because
Yeah.
the characters are still they're just now NPCs in the world. Ashton
Yeah.
is still out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Soul is still out there somewhere.
We just bring in the NPC Nicola.
Real.
NPC Kala?
NPC Cola.
But yeah. So because Watts would explain a little bit further in that they made the gem and he provided the housing, like the
Alchemist.
casing
Yeah, the housing.
for the gem. And so
Yeah,
if
I
the gem is
remember our
cracked, you would need to
conversation.
Good to know.
The alchemical the alchemical what was it? It was a big word.
transmutation,
I don't think it was transmutation.
transfiguration.
It was something.
He would probably at that point also, with regards to the Silver Ash Fortress gem, he would tell Vice that LNA tried to get him to fix it as it is, and he's like, no, top tower or nothing. so he's being stubborn that it's got to go over the whole fortress because he doesn't want to move it later, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he's making them finish
sure.
repairs before he puts the barrier back online.
That's good encouragement. He knows how to
That
motivate
is.
people.
It is good motivation to get it fucking finished.
He may be zonked out, but he's
He
definitely
knows
still
laziness
stubborn.
when he sees it.
Yeah, he knows corner cutting. But
Real shit.
If Tazzle, like, I know this would definitely not be something that I'd be able to obtain right now, like, even if Watts was the person with the means for it. But who would Tazzle talk to about potentially seeing about, like, strengthening the weapons she summons with her pact stuff? Like, I know she doesn't. The only weapon she actually has that's a physical weapon is the +1 dagger. Everything else is conjured. I was hoping
Right.
to see if, like, potentially to add a little bit of, like, necrotic damage to it eventually.
to your pact weapon,
Yes.
or rather your hex pact weapon.
Yeah.
Enhancing a weapon that's gifted by an otherworldly being.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's kind of a tough one. Which is why I'm like, if it's even possible, because I imagine that it would more than likely be her connection with Nocturne than anything.
Let me
But I figured it
think
didn't
on
hurt to
that,
ask.
because I have a couple of ideas, but I need to think on the
Application of them?
and the availability of those that would be able to, because I have one particular person in mind that yeah. Okay, actually no, I've made my decision. So if Tazzle asks
Okay.
Watts, Watts would stop from, like, he would be working on it, and she would ask the question, and he would stop and go, Theo? and then like continue working, and then he would go. there was a half orc that was once cursed by a really powerful witch. If he is still alive and can tell you where to find her, she has found the way to enhance and manipulate patron given abilities without needing the approval of the patron. If you have approval of the patron, that's all the better, but if you don't, it can still be done. Find Theodigo.
There it is.
And ask him about Amelia.
I was about to ask, does the half orc say, all right, all right?
Right.
all right.
I know. You know what the funny thing is the other day I was like, you know who I don't think we've run into in 8th Wish? I don't think we've
You
run
haven't.
into Theodigo. And
You
I was like,
haven't.
no.
So that's what he would tell you. But he wouldn't be
Tazzle
able to tell
would-
you where to start looking.
Tazzle would thank him for the information and just you know what? She's gonna go ask Serwin because this man seems to know everything.
Oh god.
Who was it we ran into in Eidos Naval?
Ran
Oh
into a
wait,
lot of
did you run into Theodigo in Eidos Nave?
Did we? Was he?
people.
Yeah,
he
he was
traveling
old.
merchant, right?
Yeah, he was
Oh, yes, we
old, and
did.
yeah, he was
Okay, he was
aged.
really
yes,
old.
you did. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
old.
When you said all right, that kind of triggered it for me.
That's right.
It is very Theodigo.
Alright.
It's
No,
not
he
Matthew
doesn't-
McConaughey, all right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
Okay,
not
wait,
Matthew
so
McConaughey.
we-
It's Surf Bum.
Yeah.
I
So
know,
yeah,
but
so
still.
okay, so
That's all we
we've
can think
met
about.
him before then. Oh, then Tazzle's just gonna send him a message with the scroll. She won't talk to Serwin then. She'll be like, oh,
Fuck
I know who
Serwin.
he is.
Goes up to
Okay.
Serwin, remembers, flips him off, walks away.
Is Tazzle
No.
going
Tazzle's
to?
only issue with Serwin was the taking of Selenity's children. And she
Man.
believes that she believes Serwin that they're in a safe spot, whether or not that is actually true
In his
is another thing.
fucking
But she
book.
believes him.
Safe in his book.
Oh god.
So if Tazzle is going to, if Tazzle I think
Vice had
Vice
it
and
last.
Vice and Zeta had it, right?
I'd what?
well, I
Zeta was
think-
the last one to use it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Zeta
thought
was
you
the
used
last
it
one to use it because you
after
asked about
Zeta.
Adam. So
I
Zeta
probably
asked about
would've
Adam,
sent-
so Zeta would have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let Tazzle use it.
Okay.
real
Tazzle
quick,
sends.
and then I'll
so,
want it back to send something.
so Lex, if you have something specific you want to ask, you can DM it to me or tell me right now.
It would basically be Tazzle being like, Tazzle spoke to Watts about wanting to power up Tazzle's pact weapons, like the weapons that Tazzle has through, her pact with Nocturne. And he said to look for you and to ask about a person named Amelia. But essentially, is how it would go.
Okay.
Also, we're at
Amelia?
the Silver Ash Woods.
Okay.
Smile.
Tazzle sends the message away. So nobody can use the note in downtime. Just so
Until
you
he
guys
wakes
know.
up.
Rip.
Until the 24 hours passes or he wakes up.
Yeah.
Roll a
'Cause
D100 to see if he wakes up.
it won't touch him. So it won't trigger his thing. So it's just gonna linger there until he either wakes up or somebody wakes him up, or 24 hours passes and it comes back.
Well, let's hope he's awake right now.
He is not.
He's
Rip.
not.
Um, but I guess because I forgot
know-
honestly forgot about Eidos Naval.
Hang on.
And me
I'm
either.
I'm gonna make an intelligence check for Tazzle, and if she succeeds, she will use Dream.
Okay.
Because if she passes the check, it's basically her realizing, hey, he could be asleep right now.
So I'm going to give.
But it would be at the end
so
of the day. Like she wouldn't do it
this
right
is
now. I'm
yeah,
saying. Like when she
and
goes
this
to bed.
this is gonna be slightly meta, but not really. I'm going to give you disadvantage on this because it's been long enough that would Tazzle have remembered Theodigo's existence?
Well, the loud ass snoring that was waking everybody up.
Right, but
mean,
like
but
one
people got
time
blasted
over
from
a
his
year
curse.
ago. Right, but this
Also
was over a
Tazzle.
year ago.
Okay, do you want me to do a
And-
history check first then? I'm fine with doing that. Like I'm fine
Yeah,
with keeping it fair.
Because intelligence-wise, I feel like if Tazzle remembers him, that's an easy go-to. So it would be a history check, I think.
Okay.
And it would still be with disadvantage because of how long it's
Okay.
been and because of who Tazzle is as a person.
Makes sense.
Oof.
Oof.
Birthday advantage? Just kidding.
I mean, it is Tazzle.
You could use your birthday advantage and take the what would that be, 11? 12
No, I'm
minus
good.
1? Yeah, I mean
will
it's
save it for 2 weeks from now since we won't have a WOTE session between them.
correct. Yeah, we
Yeah.
will not. So it's been a long time. So Tazzle would and
Yeah, no,
because,
and that's
yeah.
completely fair and valid. And I wanted to keep it fair, which is why I was like, I'll do a check
yeah.
to begin
And
with.
I also feel like even if Vice and Zeta were still both there, it's been a long enough time that neither of them probably would have been like, oh yeah, that one half orc we met that long ago. It.
Voice
Fuck,
didn't
what?
care about that guy.
I actually looked for him in your notes. I don't think he was in there, Rico.
You went through my notes? Yeah, no, I didn't mention him because it was just then
Yeah.
that I remembered him.
Yeah. And so, like, if it was in your notes, I would have been like, oh, Vice might remember to peek it up.
No.
but so,
Didn't matter.
Yeah,
Vice doesn't care about
exactly.
him. He was
I
pissed
mean, it
off at
was an
dwarves.
Edos navel. Yeah, you were surrounded by dwarves.
He was
Yep,
disgusted. He was
dwarves and
being
mimics.
disgusted, throwing up.
Oh yeah, that was
Dwarves
just
and
after the
mimics.
mimic ordeal too.
Sure, trauma.
Trauma. Yeah, you weren't even thinking about the dwarves. You were just thinking about the mimics. You were like, I almost died.
He almost died there. Freaking Balrus almost fell in the lava. Soul did fall in the lava.
Details.
Oh, and Belnov also almost fell in the lava.
A lot of us almost fell in lava.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, that
Yeah,
could
I
have been that could have been
I
the end of the
searched for-
campaign right there. That was I
Good
remember
times, good
that.
times.
My butthole was clenched that entire time. I was like, these guys keep fucking falling into the lava. The amount of
Brandon,
nat
you
ones
need
not
to
that
make
kind to us.
you need
The
to make the
amount-
lava
yeah.
less fall-inable.
no, it was
Fallenable.
the amount of nat ones that happened in that area is just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
we just had really shitty rolls that session. Like even in the combat,
We have
were having
shitty rolls
rolls.
every session though.
Not true. There have been
No,
some
yeah,
sessions where
that's-
like
I've had
there's
a
been
lot
nat
of
20s happening on both ends.
Well, the
One
whole
of them
reason I
got
was able to
damage
say
cr-
the whole
oh.
reason I was able to say that Sarwin was just testing you with the dragon is because you guys wrecked that fucking dragon.
We did. We fucked that dragon up.
Berto, I'm just gonna make sure that I did the damage correctly on this real quick.
Oh, okay.
Normal.
Your raps.
Okay, looks like I did. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks
Yeah.
like you did.
Xavier, it is so weird for me to have for you to have those raps.
Yeah. Trust me, it feels weird. I might actually edit the raps again because I think I can make it so just as.
I was
two
like,
of them
no, those are
die.
mine. Give
Also,
them
it
back."
wasn't Alan that upgraded them, it was Jacques.
Oh, I'm retarded. I'm stupid. Sorry, I didn't mean to use that word. My
Oh,
bad.
Xavier said
I'm
the
dumb.
word that's banned on
I
stream.
said a bad word. My
That's
bad.
banned,
Yeah,
that's
I get-
banned on my Twitch,
I'm
Xavier.
gonna get I'm banned.
You're gonna get some disadvantage, and I'm actually being serious. So,
Oh, that's fair.
So
I try not to use that word, but I use it. Yeah, I use it.
What do you mean
Um,
you try not to use the word? You shouldn't
no,
use
no,
it at
we're not.
all.
We're
I
not.
usually-
We're not
I
gonna.
usually
We're
get
not
the-
gonna.
No.
We're not. We're not gonna go any further into it.
Right.
Xavier broke a Berto stream rule, and there will be a consequence. But
That is
we'll
fair.
deal with that later. But
I think I did it. I'll do the test off stream.
But okay, so I think everything else that needs to be discussed is going to be in downtime.
Yeah.
And I will start prepping your guys' journey through the Feywilds because that will be a thing.
Get an excursion with our new friend.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Friends a word
So-
you could use.
So yeah, friend's a word you could use.
I mean, that's
know,
another thing.
Charlie.
Taz will
It's
want to try
it's a
and catch up
frenemy, right?
and learn new things about our new member of the party.
Amnick?
Oh yes, totally Kamnik.
Not Jay. Jay's
Got
not a new
some
member of the
fixing to
party.
do.
He's
Yeah, no.
Torrance.
I'm
Torrance
talking
been with the
about
party
Jay. I'm talking about
forever
Ursock.
already.
You know,
Oh, that's it.
you know, Tazzle never took the time to get to know Ursock, so it's just gonna be Ursock, guys. Okay?
Okay.
No, but she does
Um,
actually want to get to know Ursock more too.
So, Stream World, I'm glad that we were able to be back today. I know that life is chaotic for me specifically, and it's made it difficult to have sessions, so I appreciate everybody who came back to watch. Those of you that did. We are going to have a short session today, and I kind of knew that we were going to because there's only so much that could be discussed before they found their next direction forward. But it was still a good 3-hour session. So we will pick this back up, hopefully, maybe TM in 2 weeks on the 16th. I'm free. We'll see if the party's free. Again, the rules are a little bit more lax now with how many players we can miss, because
Yep.
for some ungodly and unnatural reason, the teleporting device will work between the Feywilds and the fortress. With regards to
Wow.
that,
Stand those? We stand
Um,
those?
we stand those,
Interesting.
but again, it won't be, as long as it's not like abuse for long rests and stuff. That's not what it's for. So, but it will allow the group to proceed forward if we only need one. I will say though that if we're traversing the dream, we do need Finn. We need our anchor.
Makes sense.
At least until you get through into the Feywilds themselves. Once you're in the Feywilds themselves, Ursa can come and go, but while you're in the dream, we need Finn.
It'd be really
Makes
fun.
sense. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I'll be here next weekend because the following week I'm moving. So
Wait, you'll be here the 16th?
I'll be here the 16th. The week
I'll
after
punish
is when we're
myself
moving to
more.
the temporary place while the new place gets.
Okay. So yeah, so we'll plan to continue on the 16th. And
I will ask my parents when they were wanting to go to the Ren Fair because it would likely be on a Sunday, and
Ren
I'll make
Fair.
sure that it's not that
tell
Sunday.
them not that Sunday.
Yeah, tell them not that
I'm
Sunday.
blowing
Yeah.
off my in-laws
Yeah, just
that
tell them
Sunday.
not that.
My
No,
in-laws are
that's why
coming
I'm
to-
saying
my
I'll
in-laws are
talk
coming to
them,
town,
'cause,
and I
yeah.
told them not that day. So, but yeah, so we'll see you guys next time. Sorry again for my icky sicky voice, Stream World, but
We love you, Birdo.
we will see you guys,
Yeah.
I guess, at this point on Wednesday for Alexa's special birthday AP in the evening. But otherwise,
Yay.
Yeah. Totally didn't forget
have
about
a
that.
good day.
Oh, you forgot about your own birthday event. Bye,
That's temporary.
stream.
But